exists because we all loved Soundgarden. Like, that was one of the initial reasons that we all worked. And so to get that tour, it was the highest of the highs. I mean, Kato flew to every show. Like, it was, we couldn't be more elated. And obviously it ended so tragically that I think the juxtaposition of those emotions was so drastic that it really overwhelmed me.
So what made you go, okay, I've got to get back up on my feet. I've got to get this music out. I've got to get, not out as in the public, but out of me. Was there a sign? Was there just, I'm tired of laying around watching Flintstones? What happened to make you go, I got to do this?
I don't even know exactly. I guess it started with the songs. It started with just, I started to write, not even thinking about it in a sense of like, this is going to be an album or these are going to be songs people are going to hear. I just started to write. And as I started to write, that started to help me mentally. And so as that process sort of began and they turned into complete songs, it was, the next step is, okay, well, now I have to figure out, now I want to record these songs. I want to finish them. It's like, okay, well, now how do we do that? We'd never made a record without Kato before. So that was a whole learning process in itself. And luckily I knew one other guy, a great friend of mine named Jonathan Wyman, who I called up, and he produced, a great engineer, great producer, great guy. And this is the first album I actually co-produced with him. So it was a learning process of how to do this again, basically from step one. And he was really a lifesaver in that. And he allowed me to be the mess that I was and work through it. And it's because there was no hiding from it, And so it's all there in the recordings. It's all there in the writing. It's all there in the songs. And it's very emotional. I still get choked listening to it sometimes.
I'm sure. And I want to talk about the album cover because I have a couple of questions about that because it's phenomenal, and I know you love it too. How it came out,
well,
but the last.
It's just the
sorry, that's what I meant to say. The album art, the single art. Sorry, but the last one of these conversations I did was with Justin from the lead singer of Blue October, who's gone through a lot of mental highs and lows and stuff, and he credits being able to pick up a guitar when you're down like that to get this stuff out. And I wanted you to talk just real briefly about the importance for people who are watching this that don't have that outlet, that you got to find something or someone to get that out.
You really do. You have to. I mean, I'm so fortunate that I found music at such a young age, and the fact that has sustained me. Like, to me, music's like, it's like food. It's like oxygen. I need it. And the fact that it really is my salvation, and it's the one thing in my life that has never let me down. I can always turn to music, and it's there for me. But for people who don't have that, I can imagine it's a super challenge. I think the best advice I got when I was going through all of this, and I mean, I'm still going through it, but, in the heat of it, at the low points, was look at it like, I'm going to mess up this metaphor. Look at it like it's baby steps. Everything's baby steps. If you try to look at it, if it's a frozen lake and you got to get from one side to the other, if you look at the other side, it's going to seem impossible. It's going to seem so far away. There's no way you could ever make it. So you look down and you take one little step and one little step and another little step. And before you know it, you're going to turn around and you're going to realize you're further to the other side than you were from where you started. And that's kind of how I've been living. It's just one little step at a time, one foot in front of the other.
And being creative means single art. And yes, and the metamorphosis of what I'm seeing here now and then this picture is amazing. Tell me about the process and why you wanted to get up on the bike and all that stuff. Tell everybody who loves that picture so much.
Well, there's a lot of things to that photo. It came about in a couple ways. One, I wanted to make kind of a classic rock and roll first of all, it had to be a photograph that was as bold as the song. That was the first thing. And so I wanted to make kind of a classic, almost 80s rock and roll cover for a single. We'd never really done that. We'd never gone full out for a single cover, only for the albums. So we shot it with the guy who shot Going to Hell, Danny Hastings. So I got to work.
Hey! Good morning, everybody. Hello. Oh, guys, we made it. We heard Ice Cube. That means it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. It's gorgeous, huh? Windows open.
I love it.
It's a great day for baseball.
Great day. We got a baseball game tonight. Well, some of us will be going to the baseball game, sitting in the green seats. All right.
Yeah. I'll walk around the stadium.
Oh, you sent me my ticket.
I'll be in a cave.
I didn't see exactly where it was.
Close. Close to the wall. Close to the net.
Let me see here. All right, row G.
Oh, that far back?
Not with the common folk, though.
Let's see. All right, I got the seating chart right here.
Yeah, Moon and I are going to sit in the green seats tonight. 7:15, Rockies, Cardinals, Busch Stadium. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I got front row seats in the upper deck. Pretty excited.
Are you going tonight, seriously?
No, I'd love to. I always love to go. But no, I'm
Plenty
not
of good
going.
seats available.
I looked. I didn't see.
Yeah,
Last night was a pretty full.
Was it for a
full
Thursday
stadium.
game?
Over
Yeah,
30,000.
it looked pretty good in there.
So they say, which means
Everything's over
19.
30,000.
But watching it, it was a decent turnout, and it's hilarious because, in our opinion, it's thin. But then if you look at any other stadium, it is packed.
Well, they're playing the Rockies, and look at a home Rockies game.
Yeah, Rockies are like the second, maybe third worst team in baseball.
Yeah, if you want
and they
good
don't do
front row
well.
seats for upper deck prices, go to Rockies game, and it'll move you down there. It's pretty awesome.
They'll take you down?
Yeah, because there's no
Move
one
you
in the
down?
stadium.
Oh, yeah. We bought like the cheapest tickets that we could when we walked in, and the usher stopped us and said, where's your ticket? And we've said, wherever, second mezzanine. And he goes, oh, here, let me just walk you down to the front. He walked us down. We were almost by the dugout.
Yeah, we were by the first base, right in front of first base where we could heckle the players. And
Rafe, I'll try to log everything I eat tonight.
Please do. And him.
And Moon.
What section
I
was
have
it?
concerns that he's going to
What, not take
try to just
advantage?
eat like a salad and not take advantage. And I would like live updates.
He's breaking
I'm
edge.
trying to drop a couple LBs. I gotta be
Yeah,
smart.
but it doesn't
They-
count. Doesn't count inside Busch Stadium. Calories
No.
don't count.
Yeah,
They
that's true.
don't.
Right.
You have to take that mindset in there if you want to beat the house.
I'll try.
You got to do it, man.
I'll
Just
Oh,
run
I'm doing
extra.
it. For Uncle Rafe.
Thank you.
That's very sweet.
Glad you guys
Oh, look at this.
care.
Look where we are.
Where are we sitting?
Okay, so, whoops.
Yeah.
We are in
Section
this
8.
section right here. Is that right? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
That's
Oh, no, that's 3. I'm sorry.
Right
Eight's the
there.
opposite.
Oh, 8. Right here.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Right there.
Okay.
You will have the advantage of beyond the net.
I don't think you're going to see us on camera, though.
Oh, not for every pitch. Oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, nobody's going to believe us.
You're right by the dugout, man.
Yeah.
Oh, we are right by the dugout.
That's the opposing dugout. Yeah,
Still,
we're
it's cool.
hecklers. We're hecklers.
You're going to have the on-deck circle right in
Hey,
front of you,
last
dude.
time we had great seats together. We went to, remember the Blues game? We had glass seats.
Oh, yeah.
Seats up on the glass.
You remember that guy that was right next to us got hit in the shin? Because the puck came through the camera hole.
Well, there was that, and we were sitting right next to, I forget who they were playing that game, the opposing team's bench. And the backup goalie was sitting right next to us.
Oh, that's right.
And there was the guy behind us that was heckling him, like to the point where they threw him out. This guy was razzing that backup goalie so hard,
That's beautiful.
they threw him out of the Enterprise
He was
Center.
only talking to that guy.
He was only talking to that guy. and God bless the player, because he just stared straight ahead the entire time.
my
Yeah,
God. He's
never-
probably like, I speak Russian. I do not know.
Never acknowledged him. He was making fun of him because he was calling him the doorman. Because he kept opening the door and closing the door for everybody else.
It got
It's amazing.
well, it got to the point where they threw him out. He went over a line.
Yeah,
He went over a line.
I don't think he saw the third period.
No, because he was getting drunker and drunker as the game progressed, and as the beers kept coming, the insults kept getting more biting
Well,
and more out of control.
being the door guy is pretty biting in itself. I like that.
Well, I remember I said that to what's his face when we used to have him on the air.
What's that? Say what?
The first question I ever asked him was, "Come back from practice?"
You talking about Mike?
No. what's his name? Carter Hutton.
Oh,
I said, come back for practice.
that's right.
You practice opening and closing the door.
Yeah, we used to shred him.
And that question just sat there for a second, and then he laughed, and I go,
oh, dude,
I love this guy.
Carter is
man.
great.
I love this guy.
I think that's where we became fast friends because he was able.
He had
to,
a sense of humor.
Yeah, he was able to take the ribbing a little bit.
Hey, you weren't here last week. We talked about this restaurant up in Florissant. It's a new upscale Caribbean restaurant.
Upscale Caribbean
restaurant up in Florissant. And we talked about it when it was just kind of a local story, and now this is making national news.
Okay.
This is gone.
What happened?
This is going around the world here.
Because of the big shrimp?
No, it's because of who they're not allowing to dine at their restaurant. And some businesses will do anything to be popular with 20-somethings, right? That's who you want in, 20-somethings, so they could, take pictures and put it on Instagram and TikTok about your restaurant. You want to go viral.
You want those youngsters. They talk a lot.
Right. But this one place, it's called Bliss. Again, up in Florissant. It's going viral for not letting 20-somethings in the door. So interesting policy. They've set an age restriction, which requires guys to be at least 35 and women to be 30 during prime hours. So they will not let anybody in if you're a guy under 35, if you're a woman under 30.
Whoa.
They do card at the door, and people in their 20s will be kept out. They will not be allowed to dine. And why are they doing this? Why are they doing this?
Oh, man. They're so packed.
Nope.
And they know people that are over 30 will tip more.
It's called Bliss.
No.
They want peaceful.
They don't want none of that drama.
Yeah.
That's really why they're doing it. The manager says Bliss is something for older people. Have a happy hour. Come get some good food. Not have to worry about some young folks who bring some of that drama. They don't want it. And they're holding steady. He goes, got a little backlash, but that's cool. We're sticking with it.
Huh. Interesting.
And they are, here he is talking about it. Here is the owner and then one of the lady managers. This is up in Florissant, making national news.
It's just something for the older people to come do and have a happy hour, come get some good food, and not have to worry about some of the young folks that bring some of that drama.
And of course, we have been getting a little backlash, but that's okay because we're sticking to our code.
Those are younger ones. You could come patronize the business once you turn 30 or 35 because we're going to be here for a while.
Man,
I like it. And I also like that the younger ones, are the ones that supposedly help you get social media influence and all that, and yet they've gone more than viral. Like this place is now
more
famous.
Than viral.
Good point.
Yeah, so they did good. They went the opposite route, and it worked beautifully.
And that's what they want. They want to get it out there to the over 30s and over 35s that, hey, this is a place where you don't have to deal with, whatever you think is trouble.
Not great on the Yelp.
Well, whenever I finally am able to go, I'm going to let you guys know the review.
Not great on the Yelp.
Not great.
And why is that?
I'm going to see. I'm going to look to see what the
because a
reviews
25-year-old got turned away. And
okay. Out of 7 reviews.
That's a bad review.
7 reviews, 2.5 stars. 1 review, 5 stars. Love the age restriction. I can actually hear myself thinking here, and the vibes are immaculate. Another 5-star. The food and drinks are amazing. The ambiance and the vibes were beautiful and mature. The staff very friendly and informative on the menu. I can't wait to come back.
It looks like it's very Jamaican. It says oxtails, fresh snapper, jerk lamb chops, wonderful cabbage, fresh snapper, and more. All of it is delicious and Jamaican style.
1 star from a guy named Mateo. Awful restaurant. I wouldn't recommend to anyone, even if you do meet the obnoxious age requirement.
Okay.
Food was mediocre.
Mateo, all about it.
Ryan says, 1 star, the food is forgettable and the ambiance is stuffy. I'm not sure why there's so much excitement about this place.
Interesting.
2 stars from Alex, bad acoustics. Hard to hold the conversation in there. Food was bland and forgettable. Would not come back.
Bad acoustics.
1 star from a guy named Leonardo DiCaprio. Couldn't bring his girlfriend. It's weird.
Yeah.
I have never. Yeah. What if you're with somebody?
Well, you have to go somewhere else.
Oh gosh.
What if you're with somebody who's under 30?
Yeah, right.
Then go somewhere else.
Crazy. I can't
He has
get
to
a
wait
guest.
11 years for
Can't
that
get a
one.
guest pass.
Nope.
Anthony Kiedis was mad because he was old enough for both of them.
Yeah, what if I give her some of my
He's
age?
like, yeah, can I give her a few years? I'm 60.
Yeah, he could spare some age. Yeah, so hey, good on them. If that's what they wanna do, I'm as a 40-something, I don't care.
Yeah. We did it.
As a 40-something, I'm allowed to dine there, so I don't care. I don't care. Hey, also local, and this from KMOV. So they are doing a big liquidation sale over at the Chesterfield Mall this weekend.
I was just there. Liquidation sale.
Yeah.
Water.
I thought it was already down. There's like an auction house that was using it as storage.
As
and I went
store
up there
owners
and picked
prepare to
something up.
close up shop at the Chesterfield Mall, items from the shopping center's heyday are up for grabs.
Dude, it is. I mean, even the parking lot has given up. Everything is just torn to pieces.
So this is from KMOV, and I'll give you an update on what's going on there, like what the plan is. So Pickle Creek Hill Mercantile, an antiques vendor in the mall, is liquidating a lot of their furnishings, their fixtures, the tools, all the stuff that's sat in storage for years. Liquidation sale at the former Macy's building from 10 to 4 Saturday and Sunday.
Interesting.
So I'm not sure what they're...
That's a cool. That might be a cool experience because I mean, it's like the doors are like papered up. You know, like they're taped up. So you're going into something that you know is going to be gone.
I think they're just stripping everything out and just like, here, you want to buy it?
So it's good for if you have a business and you need shelves and all that. This is the kind of thing to go to.
Yeah, and the guy who runs this says most of the draw we get is from small businesses. They can repurpose some of the equipment.
Yeah,
That's great.
I mean, if you got the time and you're in the area, it might be an interesting thing just to go and see.
Yeah.
So the last store leases at the mall will expire at the end of August in preparation for a scheduled demolition. That thing's coming down in October.
Now, can you go in? Wait. Which one is that the Cheesecake Factory one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So, like, actually, I remember going in there. They got pickleball courts in the food court.
Yeah,
Right.
down at the bottom.
Down to the food court, it's now
freaking
pickleball
sweet.
courts.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Are they free?
No, they're cheap, but it's cheap.
Come
Okay.
October, it's all coming down. All of it. Except I think the Macy's going to stay. The Macy's will stay.
And probably
Macy's-
cheesecake.
Is Macy's still open?
I don't know.
I thought when I was up there, I thought I went to the Macy's to the what do you call it, the dock, but it looked like all the doors were shut. I mean, there wasn't anything there except for work trucks and broken concrete pieces.
So the Steinberg Group, who owns the mall, plans to start construction on this new development sometime in 2025
And what's
once
this
everything's
gonna be?
demolished. This will be a $2 billion mixed-use development,
Okay.
117 acres,
Apartments, restaurants, all that stuff.
45 million square feet of retail space.
Yeah, it's the streets of St. Charles.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
with all the
streets of St.
apartments.
Charles.
But it's totally different.
But see, it's Chesterfield.
Way different.
It's
guys.
like streets of St. Charles, except not in St. Charles.
No. The Five Guys we have over here is it's a slightly different setup than the Five
Which,
Guys.
we went up to streets of St. Charles on
It's popping again, man.
last Friday, 1 week ago. And, it was crowded.
It's pretty cool. We've done a chicken and pickle a couple times this last couple weeks.
It was crowded up there.
It's a hot spot, which is good because a couple businesses came and went out of those spots because it was like just enough to look busy, but not enough to sustain all the businesses.
Really?
But I think it's like coming back.
It always seems like it's one of those places you have to wait forever to find a parking spot. So I always thought it was
No, that
just
parking
slammed.
garage is pretty good.
You got to go to the garage.
Oh.
Yeah, if you
I've
want a
never
spot,
used
if you want a
that.
spot out in the front, I mean,
Even on a busy Friday.
like the king you are.
Yeah. So the
On a
garage
busy
is
Friday,
where
we
it's at?
just parked in the garage. It was fun. Parked on the
Yeah,
roof.
man.
So you get the elevator down. Huh? How about that?
Park like a peasant.
This
like
guy
the
wants
rest
to
of
be
us.
carried.
Wants
He's
to be
a
out-
king.
out
Although
front,
Rafe parked in a 90-minute spot, said, I don't care. Go ahead, tow me.
It's pretty cool.
Dare you. Went out there in between shows, backed it out, pulled it back in. Said, technically, I left. Prove me wrong. Think about it, dude. It's just a sign.
It's just a sign. It's a sign that's explaining the policy in which they can ticket you.
It's recommended.
You think so?
Who's going by with a stopwatch and clicking every...
Somebody. You've never got a parking ticket before?
Not at Streets of St. Charles 90-minute parking.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying... I also think it was right in front of the club. I think I should...
Put a sign in your window that says performer.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Right.
ticket me.
Right. I had to unload some stuff. I was like, if I have to, I can go out there. Excuse me.
Put on the sign. Go
If I
ahead.
have to, I can go out there and move it. If not, well, I dare you.
Well, you ever see in the city where they chalk your tire?
Yeah, all the time.
So all you got to do is back it up just about an inch.
You ever see them do that?
They
Yeah.
do that here too. I went and bought a table from a friend who lived downtown in this badass building. I don't even know where it was, and I was down there for a few minutes trying to get these chairs down in this elevator. And there was a gal out there chalking tires, and I was in the truck, and they chalked my tires. I was like, "Hey, I'm just picking some stuff up," and she's like, "I don't care. You've got minutes, and I'll be back for a ticket." Dang. So they're on it.
Yeah.
They're
You
also
mean
on-
you've got minutes, just a few minutes left or something?
Yeah, it was like you're on a timer, and I'm checking. There's another place.
'Cause I know some towns have done this where it no longer, because you could just go and back your car up, and then they couldn't do anything. It's like, well, the car's moved. But now towns, a lot of them are, you have to actually leave the spot. Like they've not only marked your tires, but they know
Well,
your
yeah.
car.
So I've seen the guy just on a little parking enforcement go-kart with a long
Intimidating.
stick
Yeah.
and a piece of chalk at the end, just going whoop 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 whoop.
Now, I've seen police do that outside of a bar, too. In Edwardsville, they used to come by and chalk your tire. So if you had like 3 or 4 chalk marks, they knew you'd been in the bar a while. And that was a way to pull you over and
To see
that DUI.
That's pretty cool.
I think they
I
took
don't know
it.
if that's legal,
I
but
think
they
they
were
took
doing
it a lot in Clayton. Don't they take it a lot in Clayton? I feel like I've had a ticket down there before.
Could be.
Probably. Oh, for parking? Yeah.
Yeah, like I was
Parking
like at a
is,
restaurant or something, and I still got a ticket.
Yeah, it's at a premium there.
Hey, I got I'm just running through some of these stories of my Friday leftovers. I got an update on an update.
On an update.
Oh no!
So last week, the headline Friday fail story was the gentleman.
Oh no!
Was the gentleman who was on a Zoom with a judge. He was supposed to be in, I don't know. He was facing charges for driving with a suspended license. We all know that. We've gone over it before.
The old courtroom Zoom.
The courtroom Zoom.
Suspended
license shows up to virtual court hearing driving.
Pulling over. It's like, hang on a second, I'm parking.
I'll play this audio again. Listen to this.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. I'm parking right now.
This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh,
That is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
He's suspended, and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So, defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today.
Yeah.
Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
And that's him going, oh, my God.
I love he's bummed about
And then
that.
remember the update was he should have, it was a paperwork error, and he should have had his license back. There shouldn't have been a thing at all. Like, he should have had his license back last year,
Yeah.
but there was a paperwork error, and the judge didn't see, whatever. This whole story just got more ridiculous.
Oh, no.
Because after the video became a sensation, the driver, 44-year-old Corey Harris from Michigan, he complained about being made a punchline. He told the local news that the courts had made a mistake and that the suspension of his license had been removed from his record, which was true, technically, but he neglected to mention one huge detail.
Oh, no.
Corey never had a driver's license to begin with. He never had a driver's license.
In his life?
In his life. Never had a driver's license.
What?
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
Can't suspend something I don't have.
Yeah.
That was his argument.
So in a follow-up court hearing on Wednesday, the judge spent 10 minutes lecturing Corey and his representation for not taking responsibility and blaming the court. The judge was quite irritated.
That's weird.
Especially doubling down, dude.
He has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths. The way I know that he's never had a license, May 3rd, 1999, he applied for his first Michigan ID. You cannot have both. You either have an ID or you have a license. He has religiously every year gotten a new ID. And so he knows that he doesn't have a license. I just wish he would have said that at the beginning. And all of this hoopla could have been just put all aside.
What a buffoon. We were rooting for you.
You know what? I rescind my apology. Because I felt bad. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, dude.
I guess my question would be, update on the update on the update. Did he violate something that would incur a suspension of license? Or does this guy just never go get licensed and just got pulled over for like a routine traffic thing?
He just never goes to get a license.
So technically,
is the charge
he didn't do anything that would cause him to be a danger on the roads other than he is
not a licensed driver.
That's true, but he seemed like he was like a 50-year-old man. I bet he's been doing it a while.
He's 44.
And is he from the U.S.?
He's 44.
That's crazy.
Is he from the U.S.?
That doesn't make him a good driver.
He's from Michigan.
Okay.
Well,
so the record showed that he applied for a state ID in Michigan back in 1999 when he was 19. And he religiously renewed that ID every year since. You can't have both the state ID and a driver's license.
That's more work.
It's an either-or thing.
That's more work.
So he never took a driving exam, and every time a document asked for a driver's license, he wouldn't have one to provide. Now, he didn't directly comment on this. His attorney basically admitted that he lied. She said Corey was not under oath for anything he said to the media. He just wants to move forward. And then he has an appointment to finally get his driver's license.
Well, thankfully, this can finally get past and be behind him.
It's finally catching up to him. Like, what a dork. Like, that. Every year you have to go back to get an ID. That's so much more work than just studying a little bit and getting your freaking license.
Yeah.
Which you only have to renew once every 45 years, it feels like.
Wow.
Yep. Moron. This is going viral. There's a TikTok dad. My favorite kind of dad, guys. A TikTok dad. This is actually pretty funny. He posted a list of 5 things parents aren't allowed to do, according to teenagers. So these are 5 things parents are not allowed to do, according to teenagers. For example, if you're driving them somewhere and one of their friends is in the car, never talk to that friend. You should act like an anonymous Uber driver.
Oh, my gosh.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay, first is bring out a platter of food when they have friends over. This is trying way too hard, and it's coming off as kind of desperate.
Are you kidding?
That was like the coolest thing. If you went to a house and the parents dropped food off, you're like, what? This place rules.
I was going to say, that made the coolest house of the neighborhood.
Of course.
Yeah.
Kids, I made pizza rolls.
Yeah, sweet.
Who's going to say no to that?
Yeah, every time I show up, your mom makes peanut butter and jelly for everybody. This is the best.
Would you ever be upset if your parents made food for your friends?
No.
Well, that never happened at my house. So
Mom, you're coming off kind of thirsty.
Friends.
That's what he says.
I didn't have parents that made food.
You listen.
I see.
Okay, first is bring out a platter of food when they have friends over. This is trying way too hard, and it's coming off as kind of desperate.
Desperate for what?
For approval?
Maybe they think the kid.
It's Mom.
Who is this guy?
He is a dad.
He doesn't have a kid.
Oh, that's his qualifications to speak on this?
He is no. He is making fun of basically the rules that teenagers have for parents.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's making, so I guess probably his kids.
I just say, what's up, dude? You know, that's pretty much it. How's it going, dude?
Oh, no.
All right. See ya.
I don't do that. I'll
you turn your hat around backwards so you look cool and hip?
And turns his chair around backwards.
Here's what other. All right. Here's 4 more rules parents are not allowed to do around, according to teenagers.
Next is talking to your kid's friend if you're driving them somewhere in the car. Don't say hello or acknowledge them in any way. Remember, you're just an anonymous Uber driver.
Okay. See, I do the opposite.
Well, of
and
course.
I try to engage.
Chatting them up.
And I try to make everybody uncomfortable.
How's soccer going?
Right.
You resolve that issue in English class?
I'll try to talk to him. I mean, my son has never told me not to do that.
Okay, so I have tried to chat up my son's friends, and it never goes well.
It usually does not go well.
There's a difference between my son's friends and my daughter's friends. My daughter's friends, they're always kind of hanging around. They're always like super chill. They'll talk. They'll engage. My son's friends are like they've become stone people.
Or one-word answers.
Engage them, they just go, and they do not speak. So I don't know if that's a reflection on my son or just boys versus girls.
I also note what kid does not say thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, not only that, but if they go out and they don't say thank you, you announce it to your daughter or son. You go, oh, they didn't say thank you. Interesting.
Yeah. I will hold that until they get back in the car. I go, so your buddy Jackson never said thank you.
Yeah. I'll do that too. Or I'll say, she said thank you for this and that. That was very pleasant. She made it very specific. Like I'll like point out the good behaviors and be like, I hope you do that when you go over there too, man. Mm-hmm. Like you better make us proud.
No, I'll jump to he must have garbage parents. Like that's the conclusion I jump to is if a kid does not say thank you when I drop them off, I jump to his parents are garbage.
Yep. You say it out loud though? You say like, wow.
Not to the kid.
Wonder what's going No, to your kids.
To my kid. Oh, of course.
Yeah, you go, I wonder what's going on in their household. The kids
and then I remind them you better say thank you anytime anybody drops you off anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always.
Don't act like Fester. The kid never says thank you.
Your buddy Jackson there, huh? His parents must be a-holes because he didn't say thank you. Is that the wrong thing to jump to?
No.
All right, here's more.
Next, letting your kids see you run. I don't care how hard it's raining or if you're trying to catch an airport shuttle. Seeing this will damage them more than looking at the eclipse.
What are you, some oaf or something? Like, come on, man. Running is fine. You want to
show your kids up, especially if you're playing sports and you can.
Yeah.
Like my nephew is 19 now, and my goal is always just to destroy him any way I can in sports. Although he usually beats me. But.
I made one of the boys cry in pickleball the other day. I never felt more proud of myself.
My kids have not seen me run in 5 years. My kids have not seen me run in 5 years.
Really?
Wow.
We try to show them examples of like staying in shape.
Examples of what?
Of like taking care of your body and like, hey, this is
They
important.
don't need
now.
to see that.
Oh yeah.
We go to the gym all the time.
I'm serious. We played pickleball and I was like, you're not going to beat me. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care how old I'm getting.
My kids have not seen me run in 5 years.
I really did make one of the boys cry.
Well, if they have, you're probably in a Speedo or something, which is really cool for your kids.
I'll fast walk. I do agree with this one. I agree with this one. Never let your kids see you run.
I want to know, these are bad runners in the first place, right?
I'm not a great runner.
Oh, okay, so that was like one of my strengths.
He's saying like the visual is going to stick.
The visual will stick with you,
and
if you're going to assert dominance.
I will be honest. I saw my dad run a lot. He would play catch with us. He was an athlete. He's a heck of a baseball and softball player. So I saw him run a little bit there. But I have very few distinct memories of him doing all those things. I have a very distinct memory of him falling when I hit him with a baseball in the.
Well, that's
like when you see your dad fall down. Or even my father-in-law. I see my father-in-law fall down. When you see that happen, it sticks in your brain forever. So maybe this guy's got a great point.
Listen, I'm sure my son could beat me in a race. Okay, I don't want him to have that in his head that he could beat me in anything. I still have the old, I still have dad strength.
Oh yeah. No, you're the king of the pride. You're the lion in this household, and until he actually takes you down, until he takes you in the front yard and takes you down. You can't let him think.
No, I can't let him see that he may have an angle.
Yeah.
I know he could beat me in a foot race, and that's fine.
No, you're still Mufasa in this building.
No, I could still pick up heavier things because, again, I got the dad strength. But things, he doesn't need to see things jiggling. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got things jiggling around.
Sad.
Things that weren't jiggling that were maybe 5 years ago when I was more confident.
You got a lot of jiggle.
You got to stay the winner.
Yeah.
I don't want that in his head.
You guys do any sports together?
We go to the gym all the time together.
No. That's not a sport. I'm saying like
tell all the weightlifters in the Olympics that's not a sport.
Yeah. That's not what you're doing. You're
No, do you guys like synchronized swim? What do you do?
So he's a heck of a hockey player. Do you ever go out there on the ice with him and
No, I don't
stick and
skate.
puck? Okay. Do you ever play soccer in the backyard or are you doing any athletic things together? Pickleball. Have you done that yet?
Not with him.
Okay.
Dang. Javelin?
Not with him.
Because it is an interesting thing for us to have to handle when our kids start getting better than us.
Oh, yeah, that's why I stopped doing things with him.
Oh, okay. So you hit that mark and you realize, no, he's about to beat me.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah, okay.
We're getting close.
I think you're cutting yourself
Not
short.
looking good.
No, we are getting to the point we will go outside and fight. We're not there yet. He still looks up to me as like,
Yeah.
I'm still kind of cool.
It's your own Paul.
But I don't need to see him. I don't need to have him see me run.
It's your own Paul Tyson fight.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, again, we got the belly, we got the man boobs. We don't,
That's impressive stuff.
And then the lack of speed.
But you got old man strength. The dad strength is a completely different weapon that those kids don't understand until
the dad belly and boobs are just modern chainmail, so it's a cool thing.
All right, here's more.
And obviously, if you trip and fall, they're going to need a lot of therapy.
Yeah. Oh, God forbid I trip and fall.
If
I'm running.
I'm telling you, dude. I have distinct memories of my dad going down and my father-in-law going down, and they're just movie like.
Do they lay on the
clips.
ground or do they bounce up quickly? And
my dad was down for a minute. My father-in-law is still an athlete. That dude is in shape.
So doesn't that make a difference if they could fall down and they bounce right back up? And they keep running?
just seeing an elder fall is.
My father-in-law just did a tough
Not
mutter.
that funny.
He just crushed a tough mutter, and those things are awful.
Oh yeah, that's
good for him.
Okay, last is bringing your own chair to a sporting event. This draws too much attention to yourself, so either sit in the bleachers or stand, despite the crippling back pain that causes.
Wait, do what? Don't bring your own seat.
Don't bring your own chair. So if let's say your kid is playing baseball.
Oh no!
What if you bring
you bring your own foldable chair and not sit in the stands?
I have the rocker. I have one that rocks.
I was to say, what if you bring the chair that has a little canopy over the top?
Yeah,
of it? You look so cool with
we
that
had
one.
We had a canopy one. We had a full-on rocker one, and then
basically
like
it's
another
your kid
fancy
saying, "Don't do anything to draw attention to yourself."
Yes.
Oh man.
You don't want anything to draw attention to yourself. Like, oh, whose parent is that? Oh, that's little Billy's. That's Billy's, dad, running.
With the umbrella.
Although,
chair.
okay, so younger kids could make fun of adults running. You ever see a high school kid run with a backpack on? Nothing more uncool than that.
A high school kid.
They're trying to keep it.
Oh yeah,
from
so I'll
falling
pick
off.
my my kid up. If I got to take him to hockey practice, I go, I'll pick him up and drive him to the rink. And I guess a lot of the high school kids, in order to beat their buses out, they run to their cars. They'll run to their cars in the parking lot to beat the buses out, or else it'll get backed up, and it'll be like a 15-minute wait. So that final bell rings, and a lot of these kids come sprinting out of the door, still wearing their backpacks. And there's nothing more uncool than seeing somebody run with a backpack on.
Yeah, but their Jan Sports have
Unless you're in fatigues and you got combat boots on, and you have a drill sergeant yelling at you.
They don't have to carry half as much stuff as we did. We had a book that was this thick for every single book. Now they have everything's on a tablet or something. So I don't feel like it's that big a deal if they're running with a backpack with some stuff.
Well,
what do they do? Bow straps? Is it cool now?
It's
or
bow
is
straps.
Bow straps,
Okay,
yeah,
it's bow
dude.
straps.
21 Jump Street.
We're in a bow strap world.
That's good. We're back.
Speaking of the younger folks, meetings over the phone are back in style because of Zoom fatigue. Everybody's got Zoom fatigue. So people are actually picking up the phone now and making phone calls again. And young people who hate the phone are not happy about this. So this is in a business environment. So the Wall Street Journal just did a big story on something that's completely made up. Something called telephonia. No, I'm sorry. Telephonophobia. Telephonophobia.
Okay. I will
Telephonophobia. The fear of making or receiving phone calls. Telephonophobia. The fear of making or receiving phone calls. It's much more common in people under 30 who've never known a world without texting.
You know, I've seen my kids on the phone maybe a handful of times, and I'm not sure that they have, like, the basics covered. So, like, when I would call, you know, I was taught at what, like 6 years old, or what's kindergarten, 5 years old, that, you know, I'm calling Kevin's house, and you say, and Kevin's mom picks up, and I say, hi, this is Moon, is Kevin there? You know what I mean? Like, you say hello.
Yeah.
And then there's like a, you know, like a protocol. I don't think our kids have any idea of any of the protocols or how to get off the phone or any of that kind of stuff. It's because I never really see them do the basics. And the only time they're on the phone is when they're FaceTime with their friends and they're just sitting there.
Well, older workers tend to find phone calls more relaxing because nobody's looking at you.
Yeah, it's
But
smart.
younger employees have the opposite take. So one 26-year-old in this article in the Wall Street Journal they talked to said she has to listen to music to pump herself up before she gets on the phone because not seeing people gives her anxiety.
Aw, little guy.
You like that?
Quote, if I can't see their facial expressions, I'm fearful that I might say the wrong thing or they'll take something the wrong way and I won't be able to tell.
Whoa.
Some companies are even hiring consultants now to teach young people how to do work phone calls.
Oh, I'm available. Somebody's paying somebody?
Yes,
to
a
tell them
lot
how to
of
talk
money.
on the phone?
What?
Oh, I will let you know. So a woman
I'm
named
good at
Mary
it.
Jane Copps calls herself the phone lady and charges $3,000 a day or $200 an hour for one-on-ones.
Wow.
She says one of the questions she gets that surprises her, and she gets it a lot, how do I end a phone call?
Wow. Life Basics Consultant.
Yeah, because in the movies, they never show me how to end a phone call. They just magically hang up.
Moon LLC, Life Basics Consultant here.
How do I end a phone call is a question she frequently gets. Things that many of us seem obvious are no longer obvious.
This is a big job. I'm going to have to call in a partner consulting firm, and we will jointly take this
That's
over.
wild.
I'm going to call in Scott Rizzuto LLC, also Life Basics Consultant.
I wouldn't be able to do this.
Slightly different approach.
Yeah. I'm the more yelling. Like, you got to be kidding me.
But we will attack this with a two-pronged approach.
You don't know how to end a phone call? You say goodbye.
I'll come in with the basics, and if they say anything, if they use the word anxiety, Scott Rizzuto will come in and scream at them.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, my company has a cool mascot, Phony, and I think it's really fun. It'll help kids really understand everything, so make sure to call us, Phony LLC.
Yes, Rafe?
It's like the opposite of those Geico commercials, like becoming your parents. Like, you need the life coach guy.
Oh, yeah.
The life coach is like, all right, now say thank you. Good talking to you. Goodbye. Now hit end.
Yeah.
You did it. Congratulations.
You did it, man.
To be fair, again, our kids have not had the opportunity to even like have to deal with this until they do. And some, you know, it's obvious to us because our parents told us when we were 5 or 6. These kids have never had to deal with that. But the fact that they have to hire a consultant instead of one of the people in the company just going, okay, guys, here's the basics. I can put it in an email.
Yeah.
This is how it works. Practice it.
Okay, so would you rather,
It goes both ways, man.
in this room,
I was leaving Chase Park Plaza Parking Garage last night. I did a show with Rachel Feinstein. Did a surprise fundraiser last night. Rachel Feinstein flew in from New York.
Rachel
It was
Feinstein.
awesome.
Did you have some cafe
Drop-
while
do a
you were
name
there?
drop.
That's a name.
Yeah, baby.
Perhaps the Tenderloin room.
We did the show at a place. It used to be Mandarin, and now it is called. What did I tell you it was called yesterday?
Mangrove?
No.
Oh, yeah. You
made that up. Now that's in my head.
Maryland?
Maryland House.
Maryland House.
Maryland Mangrove.
Love it. And it used to be like a bottle service place called Mandarin.
I remember
that was
that.
like real douchey. And it's beautiful now. Kevin
man.
Brennan bought it, the guy that owns Brennan's. He made it like a private
dude,
space.
I've been to Mandarin when we used to live in the Central West.
Yeah,
area.
you-
Yes.
I think
it
you
was
and
like
I
a
went to
real
Mandarin.
douchey, like
Not for me.
Yeah, I called it the $50,000 millionaires because it was all like these young guys that were probably making 40, 50 grand maybe.
So we would go. We lived in the old Forest Park Hotel on Lindell.
Yeah,
that's sweet.
Or it was West Pine in between.
Here's a $400 bottle of $30 Grey Goose for the.
So we used to go to the movie theater over there every once in a while, and I think once or twice we wandered into the Mandarin room.
You and I went to Mandarin together once.
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah.
God, what a funny sight that.
What did we? Why?
I think our ladies at the time were doing something, and they went in there. And we just
vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
I think you and I were there for 25 minutes.
About once a month when the old improv shop was on Euclid, right next to Evangeline's. Kevin McKernan, Tim's brother, as a bit, would rent out a booth and take a bunch of improvisers over there and ruin all these bros' nights that were in like club shirts, you know, spending their whole paycheck in a fedora trying to impress girls with their bottle of Grey Goose. And just be a bunch of us like slobs in flannel and like Chuck Taylors mucking up the dance floor, ruining the vibe. Just ruin the vibe of the whole place. But I went there last night. And
it is nice in there, though, by the way. I haven't been in the Chase Park
Plaza. Dude, it's beautiful now.
The
Maryland house, Kevin Brennan bought it. It's so cool and classy. It was nice. Had a great time. Shout out to them. Awesome space. It is not, but they did have, as a nod to Mandarin, they had a drink on the menu called "You Used to Do Cocaine Here." And I thought that was very funny. I go, what does it say? He's like, oh, that's just a nod to the place before. And I go, oh, this was Mandarin before? He goes, yeah. But I was leaving Chase Park Plaza garage after I left that. And the parking now, for some reason my grandma popped in my head. And I was like, I had to keep a parking stub that had a QR code that you had to scan the QR code to put into the parking thing to pay for your parking with the credit card. And this story makes me think, in my brain, I go, this would shut my grandma's day down. This right here.
Yeah.
Stuff that we think is like normal, we don't even think about anymore. I'm like, this would shut down her brain. Her neurons would stop firing.
So what do you
like? I live in this parking garage now.
What do you have to do to get out? You got to go.
You had to keep your piece of paper, and it's not even like a good ticket anymore, like a good cardboardy ticket.
Good stock, good card
dude,
stock.
It's like a credit card receipt with the QR code on it. Doesn't say anything else on it. Doesn't tell you what it is.
It's just a series of letters and numbers.
Keep QR code. That's all it says. You're in charge of it from the moment it hits your hand.
Oh, it's a scan. It's a scan thing. Okay.
Yeah, and then so you have to go to when you go out of the parking garage, you had to scan the QR code, which my grandma would not know. Then parking comes up. Then you have to choose payment method, put your credit card in, pay for parking with your credit card, and then scan the QR code again to clear the ticket. And I was just like...
The amount of steps I could imagine my aunt and uncle, who I'd have to go every time I was over their house...
She'd call us immediately.
...would have to take the VCR off the flashing 12.
Yeah.
Like, that was my job when I went to my aunt and uncle's house.
Yeah.
My job was, first thing when I got there, was to change the time on the VCR.
Oh, dude, my dad hates the fact that every time I see my parents, they come over... And I turn into Geek Squad because my mom's like, okay, so this app isn't working like this. And she just hands over the phone and like says about 5 or 6 things on a list of things that I need to fix. Which, you know what? I actually kind of take pride in it. I really like it. I like helping my mother. I think it's cool. But my dad's always like, leave the boy alone.
Well, and I can imagine. Rafe, you're right. I mean, you throw... they're all, passed on now. But, some of my older aunts and uncles or, grandparents... throw them in the parking garage and go, get out of here legally. Here we go. I'm going to give you a card.
That could be a reality show.
Horns.
That's like a Japanese game show. Just put your grandparents in a parking garage, give them a parking ticket, and be like, first person's grandparents out of the garage wins $1 million.
Granny versus
now,
tech.
And you have different options, by the way. You'll give them, like, there'll be a table with cash on it, a table with, debit cards that are preloaded.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what you have to use to get out, but you have to, and here's everything that you need to get out of this parking garage.
Or you're in the studio and you get this deal or no deal. They're like $10,000 cash, or
it's their escape room.
Can your grandmother get out of a parking garage without calling you? And you're like,
it's an escape room for old people.
There was some other that is awesome in this restaurant in Paris.
You don't need to go hard for an escape room for old people, dude. Just put a little gate up. And they're like, they'll never get out.
There was some older ladies, older American ladies from the South, awesome accents, in this restaurant in Paris. And the menus are only in French, but there's a QR code on the table. And when the guy came over, she's like, can I have a English menu? And he pointed to the QR code. And these ladies
melted down.
It was just they were chirping back and forth like, what are we supposed?
What
I
does
don't know
that
what
mean?
this. What they don't? Are you telling me they don't have English menus? Like it was just like this. It was just like this. We were leaving then, so I didn't get to see what happened. But yeah, you guys are explaining.
All right. So honestly, though, if we go, we sometimes have to do Zoom meetings with sponsors and stuff. Would you rather do a Zoom meeting? Would you rather just do a conference call, just audio only?
I totally don't care. Audio. You know what? I guess audio.
Audio only for me.
Yeah, I like audio.
If I had to prefer.
We don't need to be looking at each other.
If we don't have the time to meet up in person, I'd rather just have.
No, the angles are never good. It's everybody makes weird faces, and it's
and have to wear pants.
Yeah,
it's awkward. You don't have to wear pants.
I always forget, and I stand up, and then people will call me out, and I send it to the news.
I guess it depends on what it is.
Nah, I mean, we don't need to do these Zoom calls anymore. Let's go back to
the classics.
Go back to the classics, man.
Spoken like a true old man.
Yep.
Speaking of the going back to the classics, have you ever been to a place that only accepts cash and didn't have any?
Again, there's some of these smaller towns that we were just in, and dude. If it's a cash only and you don't have a big old cash sign, you better not scoop my gelato and then hit me with the sorry we don't take cards.
No, here's what they
hand
do.
You the card.
Have you ever been to a place that only accepts cash and you don't have any, and they just point to a shady ATM in the corner?
Dude, yeah, they sent us on the other side of town.
I was at a sandwich shop. I forget which one. Maybe it was a long time ago. Mom's Deli. All right, I think they were only cash at one. I don't know if they're still only cash, but I didn't have any on me. I just had a card, and the guy pointed to an ATM machine.
After or before you ordered?
After.
Yeah, they scooped 3 of our things of gelato, and I gave him the card, and she's like, no, it's cash only.
Well, now the opposite is happening. These days, a lot of places don't take cash. They only accept digital payments through credit and debit cards or mobile wallets. Enterprise Center, I don't think they take cash anywhere.
Yeah, but again, at least they talk about it being cashless. There's signs. Or
what happens if you only have cash?
If you only have cash, you have to know that you're not going to get anything going to a place that says,
I didn't know I was going to go here, and...
Well, then it's on you.
Yeah,
well,
but they should be able to accept it still.
Well, it's not a should they or shouldn't they.
Mm-hmm.
It is what is reality right now. There now are reverse ATMs. And these things have been popping up where they take your cash, then spit out a plastic card.
And take a fee?
Wow.
So they're basically burner debit cards. I don't know what kind of fees. Yes, there is. They deduct a transaction fee.
It's kind of cool.
They deduct a transaction fee. I'm not sure how much. Usually a few bucks.
It's totally reasonable. That's cool. I'm glad somebody's...
So reverse ATMs now are a thing. They have these things at Yankee Stadium where the concession stands do not accept cash. But some people are not happy about it. Obviously, a lot of people carry cards, but cashless businesses can be a burden for older or they're saying lower income shoppers, not to mention younger people who haven't set up credit cards or bank accounts yet.
Get out of here. You're old enough to know that the world doesn't stay the same. Stop it. Stop it.
But these will be popping up places.
They're not doing it to hassle you. They're not doing it to inconvenience you. They're doing it for a good reason.
Oh, somebody said they have these at Enterprise already?
That's cool.
I do love this, though. We complain about the prices, everything being so expensive, but then we have gone cashless where these companies have to pay the credit card company all this money, so then they raise the prices to cover that, so then it...
Oh, Fast Eddie's is cash only?
What's that?
Fast Eddie's is cash only?
Yeah, but Fast Eddie's, I'm sure, has a big giant sign right next to the "you can't take away food."
Right, and don't bring
pay with a
don't
card.
bring your kids.
You know, yeah, right.
Just don't bring your kids. Don't bring food out. Cash only.
Yeah.
Shady ATM over there.
Again, I'm totally fine with all of it. Like you can do whatever you want as a business, but just tell us. Don't.
Don't. When I get to the register, go. Oh yeah, we don't accept We don't accept credit.
Yeah, because now I'm in this weird position where you've made food or done something like that.
Already
I don't
got
know
the
what
sandwich,
I'm supposed
buddy.
to do.
Hey, remember yesterday we were talking about Spirit Airlines took some woman's bag? A guy who works at Spirit Airlines, like there was some kind of scam going on in Fort Lauderdale. But the guy actually didn't work for Spirit Airlines. He worked for the airport. He worked at an airport store. Somehow he wound up with this woman's bag. She had her Apple Watch in there. It pinged. She went to the house. They wound up busting the guy. So just as far as baggage handlers go, if you're one of those people who will get to the airport 4 hours early so your checked bag is the first one off the plane when you land, do you think that's true or not?
No, that's not how it works. Because your stuff gets stacked in some like weird cart, and then the cart gets taken out there, and who knows how many hands that's, like, it's probably in a pile before it's in a cart, especially if you're there way early.
Have you heard about this, though? That people do get to the airport early to drop their bags off?
Thinking it'll come
out first?
No, it's probably packed first. I mean, if anything,
yeah,
you would think
it would
that
be the last thing.
That logic would be packed first, unpacked last.
So a baggage handler recently went on Reddit and offered to answer questions about the whole baggage process, like how it works. So somebody asked if there's any truth to the idea that how early you check in at the airport determines when your checked bag will come down the conveyor belt at your destination. Some people think if your bag is one of the first ones on the plane, it'll be one of the first ones off when you land. Some also think the reverse is true, and it'll be the last one off. The baggage handler said there is some truth to it, but the carts of luggage don't always get loaded in order, so there's no guarantees. And if you have connecting flights, that changes things too.
Yeah, the whole thing. And if you're landing in Lambert International medium-sized airport, it will take at least 40 minutes for you to get your bags because it has to travel all of 400 yards.
Yeah, it's very
and he also shared some tips on the best and worst types of luggage. He said the worst are bags with no wheels or bags with 4 wheels where one wheel is broken since it won't roll correctly.
Oh, man.
The best bags
Don't pick on me.
The best bags are the bags with the hard outer shell and soft lining inside. And another baggage handler was in the news earlier this week, warning people not to tie colorful ribbons to their bags to help identify them.
Because it gets stuck in
He said those ribbons can interfere with the scanning process and can delay your bag, and in some cases, make it miss the flight entirely.
Yeah, you just get the fancy ones with the weird colors or something.
Yeah,
if that's
like
what you
mine.
want.
Do you remember my old bag I had when I was on the road?
Yeah, it looked like palm trees.
It was
or
like a
something.
grandma bag.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
man,
awesome.
I tell you what, I've seen bags come out. There's flair, there's ribbons.
Yeah.
No, I just went for the grandma super flowery.
So you know it's yours.
Yeah. I didn't have the cool
Everyone knew it was his.
So you know it's yours. And according to him, having a suitcase without identifiers like ribbons and old travel stickers gives you the best chance of arriving without any issue. So there you go. Plain, hard shell, that's the way to go. If you want to make sure
Keep
your
it
bag
plain.
gets to where keep it plain. Keep it simple.
At the airport. Keep it plain.
Yes, thank you, Scott. I got it.
I just got a brand new.
I got to keep it plain. I got it.
I just got a brand new guitar case. I spent all this money getting this big old bad boy because I check my guitars in the cases that they come, and I've gone through at least 10 cases for this one just because every time it comes back, there's another piece missing, another chunk missing. Now it's not waterproof and it's absorbing some of the rain. So I bought this big old one, dude. $500 I spent on this thing for 2 guitars, and I am really looking forward to seeing how long it lasts.
Well, let's see.
It makes me nervous, but I've seen a lot of people traveling with these things. People use them for golf clubs and all these different things. So I'm hoping. I mean, it looks like a vault.
Hey, before we move on, people do say we argue a lot, which is fine. We have spirited discussions on certain topics, but let's see if we could agree on some things. All right. So I'll give you a topic, and you tell me what perfection is in this particular topic. What is perfection? Now, let's see if
It doesn't seem like we're headed down a path of agreement, but I can't wait.
I want to see if we may agree more than disagree on some of this stuff.
Okay.
So, Rafe,
such a specific.
What is
modifier.
perfection when it comes to pizza toppings? What is perfection for you? Pizza toppings.
Oh, yeah, this one.
We're just going to
knock this out of the park.
Universal right
Go
here.
ahead.
Well, obviously, all the meats.
You want all the meats?
Minus anchovies. All the meats. I want sausage, pep, green peppers, black olives, bacon, if possible.
You don't think that's too much?
Hell no.
Then you're just tasting toppings.
You don't get to tell me what perfection is. We're trying to agree here, dude.
Well,
Chill
I don't
out.
agree with that one.
I know you weren't.
Scott?
I think just your good old Supreme pizza. It's got some veggies.
Yeah.
And it's got some meats. It's like the perfect one. But my favorite overall, obviously, would be chicken and pineapple.
Chicken and pineapple. That's perfection for you.
Yeah.
Perfection pizza toppings.
I like the chicken and pineapple, but I will say I have fallen completely in love with red onions on a pizza.
I'm out.
If you do it right. So red onions, yeah, but that's because your body rejects it.
I'm allergic. That's why I knew this wasn't going to go well.
So I say red onions. I like a good jalapeno on it as well.
Lord.
And I'm going to throw either pineapple or chicken or both, just for a little juxtaposition. And since Jeff Burton has put me on it, I will say an extremely, extremely light touch of honey.
Oh, yeah. Honey on that. Yummy.
That's an add-on, though.
Yeah, it's hot sauce, honey. You get good.
Getting into, you put too much stuff on the pizza, and you can't taste the pizza.
That's too much stuff?
Actually, I guess, what's the one that's straight from Italy?
Hot honey.
What's the one from
Margarita?
Yeah, that one's might be the perfect one.
I didn't say hot honey. I said if you're not going to put the pineapple on it, okay, I'll say chicken, onion, jalapeno, and a drizzle of honey. And I'm talking, you can't even tell it's there.
Sausage and peppers. That's good. But
sausage is the stupidest. It's
Get
the dumbest.
Are you
It's
out
the
of your mind?
worst.
You can only have one meat that is the meat.
Yeah. Oh, I disagree.
Sausage?
Yummy one.
I would take
Italian
sausage over pep.
and you get like a little seed in it or something.
Nah, but that's
what
that's
I dig
garbage
this out
sausage.
of a crappy
That's bad
lasagna.
sausage.
If a good sausage is good, all right, fine. We didn't agree on that one.
I thought we would.
Burger toppings, go.
Lettuce, tomato. I'm on the onion now. I didn't understand it for 40 years. Lettuce, tomato, onion, and I'm going to throw pickles all over the thing. Pickles all
A lot of pickles,
over
go.
it. And some barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I want
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, just a little barbecue sauce.
Yeah, veggies, like he just described, the same lineup, and then a little bit of mustard, some pickles, obviously, and barbecue sauce. Heck yeah.
Okay.
Maybe even mayo.
I mean, I'll go L top minus the O because I can't have onions, but I'll agree that they are good on a burger. I just can't have them. So just for the sake of trying to agree, which isn't, you're picking the worst categories, by the way, L top, and then all three of the mainstream condiments. I like ketchup, mustard, mayo on a burger.
Okay.
Ketchup and pickles.
Pickles.
Is the wrong
Ketchup
one
and
you said?
pickles.
That's
No,
it.
That's it, man.
And cheese.
And cheese.
If something
Are
is,
we all saying cheese?
Oh,
Yeah, we're all cheese.
I used to be the McDonald's,
We all cheese?
Oh yeah, cheese.
Okay.
Cheddar,
especially pepper jack.
preferably,
Okay,
or
no.
pepper jack. I used to be an anti-pickle guy on burgers. I get to McDonald's the two cheeseburgers with just cheese and ketchup, and I hated when people would put pickles on there. And now, if I'm missing pickles on any sandwich, I'm upset.
it's the reward.
It's the best.
Pickles, ketchup. I don't need any tomato on there. It makes everything so mushy and
why I
slidey
have
around.
ketchup.
Oh,
Slidey around.
well, that's
We've
what I'm
already got the tomato
You
with
get the
ketchup
garden.
already.
You go out to
No,
the garden. You
dude,
pick
you
your
gotta have that
tomato. You
crisp-
slice it. Come on.
that crisp, like perfectly not too thin but not too fat tomato, like right in the middle. You just got to place it right.
Yeah.
You don't put it right on top. You gotta jam it between the bun and the everything else, so it kind of gets like stuck.
We're sliding around.
It doesn't slide if you do it like that, or you get the little heirloom tomatoes.
And if we're doing lettuce, it's
drop
got to
a
be.
couple on.
If we're doing lettuce, it's got to be shredded lettuce. Don't give me a leaf.
Well, you put the tomato on the
Shredded
actual
lettuce on a burger?
real
You
quick.
like a mess?
Yeah.
If you're doing
Yeah.
cheese,
You're
doing
outta
cheese,
here.
you
You're
melt
out of your mind.
Listen to me. You melt the cheese over the tomato. So the tomato's going to slide less
No.
if it's gripping the
Melt
burger.
it over the tomato.
No, listen to
Not
me.
a bad-
The
not a
tomato,
bad plan.
the
Hey.
tomato has to touch the
We're off the
burger.
rails.
It's all the friction. That's the concrete. That's the asphalt. of
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
I go the other way. I use the condiments on the top bun
Yeah.
to kind of concrete the tomato to the top
Well, you're
bun.
supposed to do that. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to seal the tomato with the condiments on the top bun.
But I'm
But
telling
I
you.
liked your method. I'm not arguing
think
against
it through and try the tomato on the actual burger because the friction really helps it.
You can't
hold
melt
on there.
cheese onto a tomato.
You can do anything you want if you're smart about it.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is going great, by the way.
All right. Perfect temperature to keep the thermostat on.
This one we might be all right.
I think we may be right here.
Daytime or
I
nighttime?
want you to write. I want you to write it down.
Can I guess Moons?
Wait, I've got the schedule. Daytime or nighttime?
What, daytime.
Okay, that's very different because we're in St. Louis and I can't just blow all my money.
Let's say money's no object. Perfect temp in your home because we're going to argue about that's going to change everybody. Let's just say
money's no object.
What is your thermostat set at home?
When I want to walk into my house, this is what I want it to feel like.
Everybody write theirs down?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Scott.
I said 67. Money no option.
Damn. That's cold.
69, baby.
69?
Okay. So mine is currently set during the day at 72 and at night at 67. So if money was no object and I had to pick one, it would be 69.
Thank you.
I have 70.
I'll go 69 then, just so we can all agree.
I'll go 69. That's fine.
But
I would be happy in your home, by the way.
But I guess Moon would say 69, but he actually keeps it at 85 because I've been in here.
You keep it at 85? What?
No, he's a crazy
He likes the
person.
hottest.
You talking about in here?
Yeah.
Well, it's because we've been living in an
Here doesn't
icebox for a
count.
decade. That's not fair.
I think that I love the 67. I'd be
67
happy
at
in
night.
your home.
67 at
I'm
night.
okay
Money's
with
no
that.
option.
I'd rather be,
Come on.
as long as I'm
Why
not
not be
hot,
comfortable?
I'm good. And I feel like 69 is the not hot
Yeah.
temp.
I'll go
70's
69.
too hot. 69, it's nice and cool. You don't have to necessarily put a sweatshirt on, but you're cool.
67 is sleeping weather. During the
Yeah,
winter,
I agree.
During
I
the,
go down at night. I'm with you there.
during the
Same.
winter, we put it down, and the heat doesn't kick on until it's 64.
Yeah.
Perfect length of a movie.
Oh, man, you're not going to like
92 minutes. That's it. 92 minutes.
Man,
92
Gotta have the
minutes.
two.
why'd you add the 2?
92 minutes is the perfect length of a movie.
107 minutes.
107.
That's right.
I figure 92. First of all, you're getting a half hour more than it would be an hour TV show. Mm-hmm. If anything's over 92 minutes,
It must be good.
no.
It's a hell of a story.
No, it's usually character development that doesn't need to be developed.
Yeah.
Or
We're talking about
They
made
forgot
by...
to cut something out.
we could cut something out.
No, we're talking about
We
a
gotta
great
trim this
story
down.
made by a great storyteller.
92 minutes is the perfect length of a movie.
I like long movies.
1 hour and 47 minutes. The exact length of Predator.
Nice. All right.
This is not debatable, boys.
Let's see.
That movie has
Doggone it.
exactly the right amount of time in it.
So that'd be 100. What is it, 100? Was 114 minutes?
All right, running on that, then I like 130 minutes because my favorite movie is 130 minutes.
That's over 2 hours.
That's too long.
well because it's a good, damn good movie.
What movie?
The Prestige.
Oh, get out of here.
I think it's
got
got to be under 2 hours.
That is not. You're going to tell me you're going to watch that movie and say this is too long? No.
Yeah, probably.
No way. 130.
I've walked out of plenty of movies and went, man, this is long.
Give me Christopher Nolan.
That,
Whatever Christopher Nolan
what was
says.
that? The Irishman. The last Scorsese movie.
Right.
Scorsese's out of control, dude.
He's out of control. He's out of control now.
Movies are good, but well, out of control. Once you become an auteur and no one can tell you anymore, like you got to cut.
That's 209. 209 minutes.
The Irishman?
Yes.
What was Killers of the Flower Moon? That was another long one.
Long,
Man, this
dog.
is long.
Man.
That one is 3 hours and 26 minutes.
Is that the
Come on,
perfect
man.
time?
Whoa. Oh, that's also 206 minutes.
We're talking on average here too.
Yeah.
Like there are exceptions to the rule that like this movie was compelling and long, but I think on average we can agree the average movie got to be under 2 hours.
Oh.
Because once we watch
hour and
on
a half, you're good.
I think 90 minutes, an hour and a half to an hour 45, somewhere in that range is like. It's like an episode and a half or an episode and 3/4 of a TV show, and a 1 hour long TV
and
show.
I think
It depends on
Riz
what
is
you
actually
like.
correct because I just looked and Ernest Goes to Camp is exactly 1 hour and 32 minutes. So you're right.
That's
the
what I
right
base
ti-
everything on.
Yeah.
Listen,
Ernest Goes to Camp,
if it's
yes.
some slap comedy, if I'm watching
You're right.
Ace Ventura, I don't want it for 206 minutes. You're right. I want 92 minutes. But if I'm watching a drama or something
Sure.
that's really going to challenge me, make me think.
I've walked out of some of those superhero movies and went, damn, dude, this is long.
Yes, those are. They just add too much fat into it.
We're
They
not
need to
talking about
chop,
those.
chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
Those should be 90 minutes at max.
All right, perfect length of a Netflix series season.
series season, like episode.
Like
Episode count of a
Oh,
season.
man.
I like long ones.
I feel like they're too short.
Do you? No, 10 episodes.
I was going to say 10.
10 episodes.
Well, 10 is good, but it seems like they're always 6 or 8.
Give me 12. Give me 12. I'm going to land on 12.
12.
If there's 12, there's always 2 or 3 episodes that are just
filler. Bottle. They'll have a bottle episode.
I like the worlds.
Always.
I like the worlds.
Always. Like, this. How many times are you going, this is a setup episode?
Yeah, but Game of Thrones, what was the last one? Like 8 episodes? It wasn't
You've
enough.
heard that? This episode sets up other things.
Here
Why
they
can't we
do
just
what
get
they
to the end
call
of the
a
thing?
bottle episode, where it's like the main characters aren't in it. It's some little tangential. Last of Us did it. And it was a great episode. It was the episode with Nick Offerman. But it had nothing to do, the entire episode, it was beautiful, but it was like a one-off story. You only get one of those a season. So,
you used to do that?
And once you go over 10, you're getting 2 of those a season. That's too many.
Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso did that, I think, twice.
Yeah.
Had like 2 episodes that had nothing to do with
Which
the
I don't
story.
mind that it like develops, but it developed a character there. It developed like the other coach, Coach Beard.
And
when he went off and his
When
lost.
he went off and did his little like lost night thing, and I didn't mind that.
That was fun, that
cool.
episode, actually.
And it lets you exhale.
But there was a Christmas episode. You go, we don't need this.
Sure.
This is too much.
I think 8 to 10.
So going on Game of Thrones, seasons 1 through 6 have how many episodes, do you think? It's all the same.
1 through 6, 9.
10.
10. Okay, great. See, perfect.
Season 7 had only 7, and season 8 had only 6, and that wasn't long enough. I'm going to say on a show like that, you gotta
because
have
they
10.
broke up the last season. Didn't they break up the last season like they did?
Are you talking about 7 and 8?
Didn't they do like, we're going to do a couple episodes now, and then we're going to break the season up?
Maybe. If they did it 3 and 3. It was only 6 episodes in the season 8, which is silliness.
Yeah, but each one of those episodes is how long? I think they lengthened those. I think each one of those episodes is probably like 2 hours long.
Yeah, let's see.
Can we agree 10 episodes?
It's 10, dude. Perfect example, The Bear. 10 episode seasons.
Yes.
But it's a perfect length. When I sit down to watch it, I'm totally enthralled. I'm like, I got to see what happens next. They do 10 episodes. The new season 3 is coming out. There's 10 eps.
And you know what? When you get up to like episode 8 or 9, you go, all right, we're building to something. And then boom, episode 10.
I especially think 10.
The climax.
If it's a streaming that drops all at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's not a dole it out to you 1 week at a time show, it's got to be 10 or less. Like you can't drop 25 episodes of something on me.
Which speaking of,
and I need to
really
apologize. I know, I'm going to apologize for that.
Really
I didn't realize.
me.
So I told Moon to watch, and I told St. Louis basically to watch that show Clipped, which is on Hulu. It's a story of Donald Sterling, the old Clippers coach who got into this. Oh, man, heck, I talk about getting yourself into a pickle.
Yeah.
With his assistant who was recording him, and she recorded him doing racist stuff. Ed O'Neill plays Donald Sterling.
Ed O'Neill is Donald Sterling.
It's
He's
great.
so good in it. But what Riz should have said is, this show is so good, mark it for your calendar to start watching it on this
I didn't
date.
know they just put out 2 episodes. So I watched 2 episodes the first night, and I planned on watching another one last night, but they only dropped 2 episodes.
Yeah, so he did me a disservice. So we watched it yesterday. My wife and I watched it for lunch, and she's like, this show's amazing. I want to watch this with you. So we watched the second episode last night, and then it stopped and said, cool, the next episode's next Monday or whatever the heck it was. And I was like, no! What did you do to me?
Yeah, sorry about that.
What did you do to
Oh,
me?
you have to have some patience, you big baby.
You're right.
All right, Team Riz Member of the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, proud partner of the St. Louis Battlehawks. Find all the cacaws at hotshotsnet.com. From St. Charles, Missouri, Cassie Benedict is our Cassie has been a fan of the Riz Show since early 2019, and she says the show has gotten better with time over the years. Well, thanks. Loves all the games that are played, especially Think Fast, because Riz makes up the rules as he goes, and it cracks her up every time. She's won tickets from the Riz Show multiple times since 2019, and her mornings are never complete without this here particular radio program. Very excited to be finally a member of Team Riz. Cassie Benedict from St. Charles is our Team Riz Member of the Day. Get the super sweet Team Riz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, it is 7:19. It's Friday. Quick look at the traffic and weather. After the break, we'll crown the official Craigslist Freak of the Week. If you missed it, Rafe will read the winner for you. It was a ass-kicking. Not even close this week. And then Moon will get into crap on celebrities. Lern is, I believe, in Chicago today, or on our way to Chicago today. All right, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Bommarito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. All things clear on our roadways. Your point forecast, sunny and warm, high of 86 right now at 62 at the Point Studio.
How are you, everybody? Donnie Fandango, and I am very lucky, and I know I'm nervous because my hands are sweating like crazy. I got Pete and Sam from Chevelle. Gentlemen, welcome back. It's really great to see you.
Hey, it's good to be seen. Good to be here, Donnie.
Well, and it feels like there was a number of years where we were running into each other a couple of times a year, but now it's been, I would say, probably 3 years, and it feels like forever, but you're back with great new music.
Oh, boys, this one's for the boys. It's Friday, baby. You got a little paycheck. Take a little bit of your paycheck to the bank, cash it, and then take a tiny sliver and schedule yourself an appointment at Victory Men's Health. It is worth the investment, man. Go out there. They take good care of you at Victory. They're going to test your blood. They're going to get it down to a cellular level, figure out what's going on with every single nutrient and vitamin in your body, and they check for prostate levels, which is very, very important, especially if you're over the age of 40. And they check that for you. They check your, what are those called in your blood? I can't remember, PA levels or something like that. Whatever it is, they let you know if you're having prostate issues, and it's important to get that checked. And then they come up with a customized treatment plan that's just for you, all right? Maybe it's as simple as getting some vitamins in your body. I had an iron deficiency when I went in because of a medication I take. I had no idea that was a thing. My primary care doc didn't tell me that. Victory caught that. They got me on iron pills, and I don't feel like I'm going to pass out all the time, which is nice. Maybe you need custom testosterone therapy. Maybe you need a little help in the bedroom. Maybe you need a little sexual therapy. Maybe you need some red light therapy. Put collagen back in your skin. Maybe you need a few peptides, or maybe you need a little help losing a few lbs, and you need to get on some sort of Ozempic or Wegovy. They've got it all. Whatever it is, man, they can help you roll back the clock. So don't wait. Go to one of the 4 locations, both O'Fallon's, Town and Country, and a brand new facility in Sunset Hills. Invest in yourself today. Invest in your health in 2025. Go to victorymenshealth.com, victorymenshealth.com.
Look, here we are, a Tuesday in St. Louis, Missouri, and I am joined by Luke from the Struts. Luke, how are you, man? Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. How's it going?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be back in your presence again.
Well, we have long, the station has been a long supporter of the band. I mean, you guys, it's been fun to kind of watch you guys grow as a band, and this new record, Strange Days, is absolutely fantastic. And I want to kind of hear a bit, Luke, of the backstory behind it, because from what I understand, you had a whole nother record ready to roll, then quarantine happened, and you guys made use of your time. Can you talk to us about that a bit?
Yeah, that's basically what happened in short. Towards the end of 2019, myself and Adam were both writing in LA and went home quickly for Christmas, came back out, actually made an official move to LA in very early January, and carried on just as business as usual. Then COVID started cancelling everything. So we had no tours, we had no shows, everything was completely up in the air. So we decided, it was suggested to us, why don't we go into a studio and initially record maybe 3 or 4 songs just for the fans, forget everything else. And we had 10 days to do so. And I think we were just too excited because we walked out with an entire record, which was completely by accident.
Lead right now in the industry for floor layers with the Carpenters Union. Listen up. I am going to tell you about a fantastic opportunity for you or somebody that you know to have a lucrative career with meaningful work. Your family's going to have lifelong benefits. Start at apply.ficstl.org. There's so much information on the website right there and a careers page. And you can begin a new career today. And as you learn, you earn. That is an incredible thing. If you're looking for hands-on, real-life work that's lucrative, creative, and meaningful and has an opportunity for you to have a lifelong career, something that you can build on and continue to build on and have opportunities to learn more, enjoy fantastic benefits, and make monies towards your pension. These are all things that are going to affect you and your family for the better. Excellent classroom and on-the-job training. And again, as a member of the union, you're going to have more than a job. This is a career. Plus, once you get started, you start making money right away. As you learn, you earn. So it's not one of those things where you have to shift gears and set aside all this time and try to pay off loans or any of that kind of stuff. As you learn, you earn. It's amazing. Apply.ficstl.org. Again, their website is apply.ficstl.org.
Hey, it's Lux, and I'm backstage at Point Fest with the Glorious Sons. What's up, guys?
How you doing?
This is your second Point Fest in a row.
Yep.
Not only were you invited once, but you've been invited back again. How has this day shaped up compared to last year?
It was a nice day.
Nice day?
Great crowd. Great crowd. Yeah.
Good crowd, great crowd.
I needed that show today.
Did you?
Yep.
Where were you guys? I could have just stayed home and done this. So where were you guys last night?
Oklahoma.
Yeah. Good.
Rocklahoma.
Rocklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big festival.
Yeah.
Did you get to see any cool bands?
No. We stayed in our bus and we left before tornado hit.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, really?
I don't think a tornado actually hit, but there was like a
bad weather.
Yeah, bad weather warning.
Get hit by that one.
Never even seen a tornado, so I'm quite scared of them actually. To be honest.
We have them quite often here in Missouri, but I have heard today's should be okay. So, but also maybe after the show.
Yeah, we'll leave.
Leave the Midwest for a little. Leave the Midwest for a little bit. May is not a great month.
Hunker down in the casino.
Yeah.
Well, I know we talked about this the last time that we chatted. That you guys are hockey fans.
Not really, to be honest. Packer, our drummer, and Jesse, our guitar tech, are major Leafs fans. But I think we've both kind of grown out of it. It gets kind of spoon-fed to you.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, is it being a Canadian, is that like just a thing that everybody expect?
It's a huge sport in the country, but I mean, I think there's a lot of people also that get sick of hearing about it.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people. Yeah.
Oh, darn, because I was going to say, here in St. Louis, going into the Stanley Cup Finals next week.
But you're playing my boys, the Bruins. I'm a Bruins fan.
What? Yeah. Where does that come from?
He's not a real hockey fan.
Yes, I am.
He's a fraud. He's a liar.
I'm a Patriots fan. I'm a Bruins fan.
He hasn't.
I'm a Celtics fan, even though I don't watch.
He didn't watch one single game all year.
Well, hey, I follow you guys on social media, and one of you tweeted out a great moment between the Las Vegas Knights and the San Jose Sharks. Just a nice nut shot, and I thought, oh God, these guys are hockey guys.
That's the extent of my fanship. Is that highlight right there? I love that.
I watched it a few times over last night, a few times.
Brilliant.
It really was. Well, this is something I do know about you. You're foodies.
Yeah, Jay is. I kind of follow in Jay's wake on that one.
Oh yeah?
He's a big foodie.
Have you tried any of the St. Louis local foods the times that you've been here?
You know what? Yes, actually. Last time, I don't know. I can't tell the story, actually.
Too bad?
Just yesterday. That's right. And I thought I had a cracked tooth. And I honestly went to Dr. Foley yesterday over at Foley Dental Group. And I'm like, oh, man, I got a cracked tooth. What's going to happen? Turns out, guys, just a filling fell out. One of the old silver fillings. Nice. Last one. So now I'm going to get that all taken out and get a new filling, and I could chew on tinfoil now with no repercussions. Good for me. Foley Dental Group now in Glen Carbon. They got a great new office. It's so amazing over there. Becky, my hygienist, she's awesome. Dr. Foley's great. When you walk in the place, you just feel comfortable. Even the music they play. Like I'm sitting in the chair, I'm hearing Smashing Pumpkins, Butterfly Wings. If that's your thing, great. If not, they have Netflix at every chair. What do you want to watch? Young Sheldon? Fine. But when it comes to dental technology, the latest and greatest when it comes to x-rays and just the stuff they use. This is not your grandparents' dentist where you walk in and they get all the medieval tools laid out on the cold metal tray. You know what I'm talking about. Dr. Foley, Foley Dental Group, FoleyDentalGroup.com in Glen Carbon, FoleyDentalGroup.com.
What's going on? It's Liv, and I'm in the Four Brothers Mead tent, joined by a few of the members of Papa Roach. How's it going, guys?
I'm great. I'm great. Good to be here. Point Fest again.
Yes, and I know you're a Point Fest veteran. This is my first one.
Oh, really?
And the guys were telling me, he's like, you know what? Jacoby one time came over here, took his pants off into the whole interview in his underwear.
Damn, I don't
so
even
you are
remember
a bit
that.
overdressed.
Damn. It's part of my.
Are we gonna roll the clip?
Dude, I gotta see this. I totally forgot that.
Apparently, it happened.
I know. I do look good with my pants off, though.
Guys, phone number 314-624-3833, 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails, RizShow at 1057thepoint.com. We got Friday Fail Stories coming up. Rafe's E-memorium coming up. Crap on Celebrities here in just a moment. We'll give away some prizes. What do we have left? We've got...
we have Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper.
One pair of Battlehawks tickets left, and we got tickets to go see Cage the Elephant September 12th over at the amphitheater. I don't know. Quick game of Fake News Florida later.
The Yanni tickets went fast this week.
Yeah, crazy.
Yep, gone.
Our buddies Steve and Drew. Oh, there's that. Whoa. Steve and Drew from the St. Louis Bourbon Society stopping by. But before we get to all that, it's time to crown the official Craigslist Freak of the Week. And this week, not even close. Honestly, and we knew it was going to be close.
Yeah.
But Lern read the 3 ads to us yesterday. You guys voted. And one of these ads moving on to the Freak of the Year playoffs. So here's how it all shook out. In third place with 7.7% of your vote, it was nominee number 2, Lilo and Hitch.
Lilo and Hitch was a truck driver that was just looking for a freaky gal. A freaky gal, jump in, do some fantasy stuff for this guy. He wanted a hitchhiker.
He wanted a sexy hippie hitchhiker. And I listen, I'm in my head, I'm imagining what he wants. Cut off jean shorts, feather in the hair, bikini top, no shoes on.
He wants Stevie Nicks
Desperate.
from 1960.
Yeah,
whatever.
This actually sounded cool. TBH. Like, I'm in on this ad, Vancouver.
You want to be the hitchhiker or the...
I want to be the trucker.
The trucker.
Maybe you're the two...
Who says, is it okay if my buddy comes along? He doesn't say or do much.
I want to be the buddy.
Safety.
I want to be the buddy for safety.
You must have been the only person that voted for this guy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of concerned about the 17.6% of people that didn't vote for the winner, but...
Yeah, well, we say goodbye to Lilo and Hitch.
Mm-hmm.
We also say goodbye to our runner-up with just 10% of your vote. Nominee number 1. What do we call this guy?
Base Ventura.
Oh, Base Ventura. Yes.
Base Ventura is the guy who really has that Howard Stern Private Parts scene stuck in his head. He didn't let it go since he saw it in the mid-'90s or whatever year that was, where the gal is sitting on the speaker and he wants to use his karaoke mic. He's got all the gear, and he's going to get you to that place by speaking into the speaker box.
It says, the fact that the power of my words can send you to another planet is effing hot.
Whatever,
and his
man.
wife finally passed away last week.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I think you really hated her.
Right.
That's weird.
Finally passed away last week, and let's hop right onto Craigslist.
Yeah, because she didn't take his fantasy seriously.
Yep. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, with 82.3% of your vote, runaway winner, it was nominee number 3, Catherine Zeta-Jones.
That is correct. Catherine Zeta-Jones, pimple popper, woman for man, 27 years old, Halifax. I became obsessed with pimple popping videos a few years ago, and it has become my fetish, and I am looking for someone with severe acne, boils, and blackheads to rail me out while I put the squeeze on you. LOL. The more gnarly and pus-filled, the better. I want to ride you and watch the little white worms squirm out of your lesions. As your pus and gunk oozes and squirts, I'll rub it all over my body. There is something in the texture that has become my obsession. I want to drain you dry. I will get hornier and hornier as I pop. And as your pustules and papules explode, so will I. I have a looped hollow spooned instrument to pull across your blackheads, and just like a child making brownies, I want to lick the spoon. Yum. Ugh.
Yeah.
I want the filth inside you, inside me. And I will be your filthy girl in any way you like. Nothing is off limits and no depravity is too wild. This is a two-way street. Serious and extreme acne sufferers, please need only apply. Kisses.
There we go. Catherine Zeta-Jones, our official Craigslist Freak of the Week with 82.3% of your vote. Moving on to the Freak of the Year playoffs, which you really need to start laying out. Because I think the playoffs begin late next month.
It's fast.
Fast approaching. We're going to get the bunting up and everything. We'll get the bunting up in the studio for the playoffs.
Okay.
We'll try to get Nico Smith again this year for the national anthem.
That's right. We will
prior
try
to the beginning
again.
of the competition. So that's coming up soon. Thank you for all your votes. All right, today is June the 7th. Back in the day, 95 years ago, 1929, the Vatican City becomes its own independent country. 59 years ago, 1965, the Supreme Court ruled that it is legal for married couples to use contraceptives. Until then, Connecticut had a law that said it was unconstitutional for married couples to waste their seed. 49 years ago, 1975, Sony introduced their Betamax video cassette recorder to the public. It cost $995, and Betamax ended up losing the home video war to VHS. None of which matters in the slightest anymore, which is great, which is crazy to think about. I think it was VHS just had better marketing. I think that's really what it came down to.
And lower price, right?
Do you know anybody that had a Betamax?
I just remember, those are the ones that open on the top. Is that right?
I don't know where they opened up from, but remember when they would advertise a movie coming out on VHS or Beta.
Yeah. I just remember, basically by the time I was aware of those kind of things, VHS was the only option, I think.
Do you remember the commercials? You say VHS or Beta.
This is a Betamax player. It was
tiny.
It looks like a futuristic Nintendo. Yeah, because it was a tape. It was just like a smaller tape, right?
Yeah. Listen, I don't know anybody that had one, but from what I had read, they said Betamax was actually the more superior of the thing.
Yeah.
Of the two, of either VHS or Beta, but VHS just had better marketing.
And I think it came down to price, too.
Probably.
I believe VHS was way cheaper to produce.
42 years ago, 1982, Priscilla Presley opens Graceland to the public. 5 years after Elvis's death, the bathroom where Elvis died on the toilet was closed to visitors. 39 years ago, 1985, The Goonies hits theaters. 31 years ago, 1993, Prince celebrates his birthday by changing his name to that unpronounceable symbol. 30 years ago, 1992, Stone Temple Pilots released their second record, Purple, featuring Vaseline and Interstate Love Song. 28 years ago, 1996, The Rock was released, starring Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage as an ex-con and a chemist who break into Alcatraz to stop a nerve gas attack on San Francisco. Great movie. It holds up.
It does.
I watched it not too long ago.
That's nice to hear.
15 years ago, 2009, this video is readily available if you'd like to watch it. Bret Michaels from Poison was injured after performing at the Tony Awards when a set piece fell on his head while he was exiting the stage. He got rocked.
Dang.
He did.
You ever see that, Scott?
No,
Yes.
I don't think so.
Oh,
What?
Moon, you got to pull that up.
You serious?
I was thinking about another movie that holds up. Or will it hold up?
What?
I haven't seen it in a long time. Do you guys remember Gleaming the Cube?
Oh, the skateboarding
yeah,
movie?
Yeah.
With Nicole Eggert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christian Slater. Young
Gleaming the
Christian
Cube.
Slater. Right? Wasn't he in it?
I believe so. Was
maybe
it was about skateboarding, right?
Yeah, but it he was a skateboarder, and then became like a murder mystery.
Yeah. Great movie. All right. Oh, I'm gonna get to put the audio on it. Okay, here's Poison performing at some award show.
He's
or the
shoulder
Tony
rocking.
Awards.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna stay out here. I'm loving life. Bam!
And the set rocks him in the head.
He like skips into it too, man.
So it's like he's like running to get off stage,
Oh.
and it's almost like when Indiana Jones is escaping the big rock, and he's got to slide.
Yes.
He's got to slide under. He's got to slide under the cave as it's closing.
Yeah, but instead of
That is
sliding, he
brutal.
skip jumps.
But Bret Michaels does not make it,
La, 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 la.
and the
Dude,
set falls on his head.
And didn't that like really screw
He had a
him
brain
up?
aneurysm, I
Oh,
believe.
okay, that's what it was.
That
Yeah,
came
it
brain
messed him
hemorrhaging
up.
or something.
Messed him
So
up
it's
bad.
not a good idea.
No. And 9 years ago today, in 2015, horror legend Christopher Lee passed away at the age of 93. This guy played Dracula. He played the evil wizard Sauron in Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies. He played Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequels, the Bond villain and the man with the golden gun. Guy was a badass. Also loved heavy metal. In fact,
He was a badass. He was British SAS.
In fact, put out a heavy metal record.
There's like a Peter Jackson interview where he talks about when he played the evil wizard and he gets stabbed by. And he said he tried to give him a note about. He's like, here's kind of being silent. I need it to be a little more over the top, like I scream. He just got stabbed. And he goes, "Have you ever stabbed someone? Because I have. They don't make a sound. Their lungs fill up with blood, and the air leaves their body." And Peter Jackson was like, "Okay, do that then."
Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's famous. Yeah, it's a famous.
Yeah, he was like a
famous
World
thing.
War II British SAS guy that used to interrogate Nazis. He was a real deal bad mofo, dude.
Yeah, Christopher Lee. R.I.P.
Yeah. R.I.P. Chris Lee.
And that's what happened back in the day. All right, it's time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
Drake is back to his betting ways with his partnership with Canadian betting app Stake. Drake has placed $1 million in wagers for the NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup Finals. This dude picked the Mavs and the Oilers to win the titles. I think he's going to lose at least one of those.
Well, I understand betting on the Oilers because he's Canadian.
500 grand per bet, this dude.
Yeah, but he does like that's his thing now.
he just
Like
bets and
he
bets and
makes
bets.
these like giant bets.
But he's advertising for that company?
Yeah.
So it's, I'm sure they're
Whatever.
paying him exactly what he's betting.
I'm sure. In sports, I'll let you know how one of his bets is going so far. The third season of Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead is going to premiere on Comedy Central in 2025. I didn't even realize there was a second season of it. Season 2 will premiere July 10th, 9 p.m. St. Louis time this year. If you can't catch it on Comedy Central, you can stream it on Paramount Plus if that's still a thing by July.
It's not supposed to be?
I don't know, man. All these like market podcasts that I've been listening to have been talking about all the drama with Paramount Plus and who's buying that or what's going to happen with that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just it seems like a mess.
Yeah, we had talked about Beavis and Butthead. I tried to show it to my kid, thought he'd like it. I was excited for him to like it. He hated it, and I was disappointed.
I was listening, I was watching it and cracking up, and my wife was in the other room. She's like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen you do."
Is Beavis and Butthead one of those you had to be there kind of thing?
I guess so. And I think I even said that. I was like, "Man, you just had to watch this when you were a
I
teenager."
think it was a cultural watermark, and if you weren't there when the water rose, it does not resonate.
Yeah, I get it. But as an adult, is it going to resonate? I mean, the newer ones were okay.
Yeah,
I think
they
so.
weren't
Like the
best.
one in college,
I was
whenever
laughing.
he's like, there's white male privilege or whatever, that whole thing is genius.
What, they want on the newer one?
Yeah. He's in
I
a
know
college classroom and
They're
it's just
watching YouTube
brilliant.
videos now and, TikToks and...
Yeah.
Which, fine.
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
There was one where they were watching some TikTok of a girl, and I was losing my mind to the narration. It was funny.
Just the video. I liked it when the videos were... It broke a lot of bands, actually.
Yeah.
You liked it when the videos because you would
Square.
watch the videos on
'Cause
your
I was
own,
watching the videos.
and then you would watch Beavis and Butthead tear it to pieces. You're not watching the TikTok stuff.
No. I can't relate.
I still think it's great.
Cannot relate.
Speaking of pop culture watermarks, it's official that Deadpool and Wolverine has been rated R.
Yeah.
But not for sex or nudity, but for,
Yay.
quote, strong, bloody violence and language throughout, gore and sexual references.
There's language in this?
End quote.
I think you only get, 2 F words for PG-13? And then anything above and beyond, it's a rated R.
I don't know the metric for it anymore. But I'm
think
glad.
it's 2.
Here's the thing. Deadpool kind of proved the model that superhero movies could be R-rated and still make money. Because some of them, it's like, dude, if you ever read like a Punisher comic, like a PG Punisher just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's a brutal comic book. And Wolverine's like the same way. Wolverine is like Logan was the first rated R Wolverine movie, and it was by far better. I was not even close.
Yes.
It was a better story. It had more emotional weight, everything. And so I'm excited. Well, you're going to get to see how Wolverine actually talks in the comics. Like I have Wolverine #1 still in plastic in my house. It was my favorite superhero. I have the first 100 issues still at my mom's basement in a Tupperware. And he was like it's a brutal
with
character.
a filthy mouth.
Filthy mouth, and he literally hacks people to bits.
I do like the way they did the first Deadpool. They released it as a rated R and then recut it and put it out as a PG-13.
Yeah, that was smart.
Well, it was smart.
Yeah, they made a lot on that.
Well, Deadpool and Deadpool 2 were also R-rated, but Deadpool and Wolverine is the first to be given the rating for gore, suggesting that the new film is going to be much bloodier than the others. Some Deadpool diehards are pointing the finger at Disney, saying, it's their fault that there's the absence of sexual content, but sources say that Disney actually didn't even touch the creative process, didn't mess with them at all. This will be the first Deadpool. Yeah, this will be the first Deadpool film under the Disney umbrella. Yeah. The new film's no nudity aspect wasn't Disney's doing at all. Sources say that it just didn't fit in the particular story.
I like how that's a controversy.
Yeah, well, I
mean,
mean,
there was dong in the first one, right? Wasn't there a dong?
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
there was.
There was. Baby, was it baby dong?
No, I don't think so.
I think you're right.
Remember he was growing a new body back.
Oh, yeah, maybe that was it.
Yes. That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Okay, that spoiler alert.
Scott's gonna miss the baby dong.
Man, I'm gonna miss it.
No dong.
Yeah, I don't mind gratuitous nudity or violence. It's just the cursing or smoking. I can't watch those films.
No, thank you.
No, that's terrible.
Somebody in the chat did point out, and this is true. Blade was technically the first one to do rated R comic book movie. Original Wesley Snipes.
Oh, yeah.
In 1998.
Oh, yeah.
Never gets the credit it deserved.
It's very
I want
good.
to revisit that.
It's a great movie. Deadpool was the first one to do it in the modern, where they're all linked together.
Yeah.
Under the umbrella of the universe, the MCU.
Who was in the original Blade? It was Wesley Snipes and, God. He used to be very famous, then he wasn't.
He is. He was great. And
who am I thinking of?
Deacon Frost was played by...
Oh, my gosh.
He was like a very famous guy, and now he does like vaping commercials. Stephen Dorff.
Yeah,
Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff.
He's great in Righteous Gemstones, though. He's good in that.
Whoa, Christopherson's in that.
You talking about him on the beach?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Now he's doing like vaping commercials where he walks on the beach.
It was like 10 years ago.
Chris Christopherson killed it as Whistler in that movie. Killed it in that series.
A phenomenal performer.
Movie comes out July 26th. This R rating makes history as Deadpool and Wolverine will be the first film set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to be rated R. There's a new Hunger Games novel on the way. It's called The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. It won't be out till March 2025, but even so,
yes,
the movie is already being made, scheduled to hit theaters in November of 26. If you're not up on your Hunger Games lore, this means nothing to you, but the story takes place during the second quarter quell, 24 years before Katniss and the events of the first Hunger Games book. Kevin Costner spent $38 million of his own money to finance his new Western film Horizon, an American saga. Well, the early tracking numbers are in, and news, not good.
Oh, man.
The first part of Horizon is currently projected to make $12 million.
Yes. When does that come out?
June 28th.
Or June, okay.
So how do they know so far out? I mean, it's at the end of the month.
Is there pre-sale maybe involved?
It's all it got pretty bad reviews when they screened it.
But it looks
It did.
Yeah.
I didn't know
It looks
this.
worth watching. I mean, it looks beautiful.
It does look cool, but
And he's a great director.
I had no idea this was Costner's passion project for decades. This guy started working on this particular project in 1988. Decades later, finally set to unveil the first part of what he ultimately hopes to be a 4-installment film franchise that he writes, directs, and stars in himself. The total budget for the first two films sits around $100 million. Costner himself personally contributed $38 million.
I mean, it looks. Listen, we watched the the trailer. It looks good.
Yeah,
I mean, if
it
you
looks
like
cool
the West,
and-
is this Yellowstone? Kind
He
of.
left Yellowstone to make this.
He just loves riding horses.
And apparently he mortgaged his house.
He walked away in the middle of a divorce.
Yeah, the remaining chunk was
Yeah,
reportedly
man.
financed through foreign sales. The second part of Horizon, by the way, already completed and released is going to be released in theaters weeks after Part 1 on August 16th. So
That's
Part
what it
1
was,
comes out in
August,
June,
okay.
Part 2 comes out in August.
Well, good luck. Hope it was worth it.
I'll go peek at it.
Here's what you can hope for. That it's good. If Part 1 underperforms, gets to streaming, then
Crushes.
people go see Part 2. That's all.
Well,
Yeah,
otherwise,
maybe.
he's in trouble.
The
Maybe
reviews
that's the
about
plan.
this are it's basically a setup for number 2. So it's a long character development.
And he likes doing character development, and people hate that in film for some reason. But his worlds are so good.
Get to it. Basically.
This is his Lonesome Dove, probably.
Yeah, and he's confirmed the production is already officially underway for Part 3. Unclear how the box office performance of the first 2 films are going to impact number 3 and 4, but we shall see. An iconic Victorian home in San Francisco, famously used for exterior shots in sitcoms like Full House and Fuller House. You know the house. Back up for grabs. More expensive this time around. 4-bedroom estate on Postcard Row. Just hit the market for $6.5 million. I'll throw a link on the blog up to the post.
It's a Full House from San Francisco.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not on the inside. Not what you
It's
think
not
it
like
is.
that.
Yeah, that was all a set, a Hollywood studio.
What else do they use that house for?
Fuller.
It says it was used in both of these, but it has completely been redone in the interior. And I'm telling you, it's one of the most beautiful houses you've ever seen. Now, it does have a backyard with an English garden, complete with concrete slabs featuring handprints and signatures from the entire Full House cast. $6.5 million, and it's yours.
I like a yard with an accent.
Dolly announced yesterday that she's officially launched her long-rumored wine brand, Dolly Wines, which she shared on Instagram. If you want to check that out, we'll post that up on the blog as well. Quite literally everything
Dolly Parton wine.
she does is a success, so I'm sure it'll be great. Now,
Not everything.
What I found interesting is her Instagram post features her hands. Remember how Lern was talking about she never has her hands out, like she has gloves, like skin-colored gloves?
Yeah, I didn't think that was true. Is that true?
I don't know. Her hands are in the ad, and they look youthful.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I've seen Dolly Parton's painted fingernails many, many times.
Yeah.
She said something about gloves the other day, and I was like, I don't know if that's true.
Maybe she's thinking of Michael Jackson.
Maybe.
I do get those confused.
Maybe the
every
gloves
once
where
in
her
a while.
nails comes through. I don't know. Did we talk about this yesterday in Crap On? A fish fan who goes by the name Acid Farts?
No, we talked about it off the air, but I do like the story.
Permanently banned from the Sphere in Las Vegas.
No.
Acid Farts uploaded a video taking a bong rip at Fish's 420 show,
dude.
and that violated the venue's no smoking rule. He is now officially lifelong banned.
Well, and you know what?
Not just there either.
So Madison Square Garden Entertainment owns the Sphere. So James Dolan, who owns, I think he owns the Knicks too, and owns Madison Square Garden. So every property that he owns, he is now banned from, including Madison Square Garden, the Sphere, and there's a couple of the Beacon Theater in New York.
Which I have a lot of respect for him. If there's no drugs in backstage too, that's impressive.
Acid Farts.
You know what?
Banned for life.
Hashtag justice for acid farts.
Yeah.
I mean, Acid Farts is an idiot for posting it.
Yeah, I guess
Had
so.
he not posted and drawn
wouldn't have
attention
been,
to himself.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there were a lot of other Fish fans in the Sphere
I was gonna
doing
say.
drugs.
But if he didn't post it, did it even happen?
Yep. Good point.
Hey, speaking of getting kicked out of places, former Game of Thrones star Sean Bean, or as I like to call him, Scene Bean, 65 years old. But there's like 30 stories of this guy getting thrown out of pubs.
I saw this video, this latest one.
He gets in fights in pubs all the time, apparently. One in which he was actually stabbed on a sidewalk just outside of a pub during a fight. But this time, the screen legend is in Liverpool. He's filming a BBC drama, and he was ejected from the Tom Thumb pub, allegedly for taking a drag of his vape while sitting at the booth. Staff told him not to, then came over and said, "You can't do that." And he said, "I do what I want." Stayed in the booth. They came over, grabbed him by the neck, manhandled him, put him to the floor, and dragged his ass outside.
Can't do
That's
that. You can't do that
amazing.
in Tom Thumb. I'm Scene Bean. Not in Tom Thumb. I'm Scene Bean.
All right, Ned Stark out.
So Ned Stark got his ass kicked, and
Yeah, I saw the video.
beers will not be coming.
He doesn't have
He
to.
did.
He was being a dick. Get out.
One simply cannot tell That's Stark not to vape.
Check out this age-old debate. Should bands be obligated to play their hits in concert?
Yes.
Okay.
You say yes. I say no.
Yeah. Obligated? I mean, it shouldn't be a law, but you're an a-hole if you don't.
I agree. Mm-hmm. I agree that you're not putting the audience first.
And I know the story you're going to say, and it's disappointing. That
you said no.
I did say no because it's not. They shouldn't be obligated to put the audience first. I think it is a choice, and if your artistry for some reason determines. But here's the thing: I think you have to know that you're probably going to pay some consequences because it's going to get around that if you go see, the Eagles and they're not playing Hotel California.
Yeah, if you go see
some
Def
people
Leppard,
aren't going to come.
Yeah,
if you go see Def Leppard, you know they're playing Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Well, and here's the argument I'll make. If ticket prices were $20 and you only paid $20 still, and that's how it was, and you're like, maybe the amount of money that like people are paying to go to concerts now, I do feel like there's an obligation to be like, hey man, I'm paying for a few of the hits. You can do the new stuff, pepper it in. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. Like if I charge people full price for a comedy show, and I'm like, not doing any of the jokes I wrote, I'm going to riff for an hour. Could be good, could be bad. People would probably feel like, well, hey, man, that's a $10 show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do the new stuff, then lower the ticket price.
Okay, so a band like Pearl Jam, who has many hits, many well-known songs. Sure. I get you can't play all of them.
Because it'd be the whole show.
Yeah, but what is Pearl Jam known for? They're known for doing a different set every single day.
Sure, but they do I mean, you'll hear Even Flow, you'll hear Alive.
Right. But if you're a Pearl Jam fan, you now know what they do, their patterns and whatever it is that they're known for.
Yeah.
And if you go to see Tool, you know you're not hearing sober.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what you're getting into.
But you're going to play, but they're going to have other hits, though. You'll know.
But to Rafe's point, if you show up and you think you know what you're getting into, and you get into some country band that never plays their hits.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now you know, and maybe you're not going to listen to them again. Maybe you're upset. There's going to be consequences.
This happened at ISU. I went somewhere and Bob Dylan played, and he had a swing album he put out. He just played swing music. He was putting out, and dude, people were so infuriated. People were walking out. It was bad.
Dude,
man.
we had Scott Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots play a ho-ho show for The Point. He played no songs anybody knew, and he got booed off stage.
Really?
At the pageant.
So I feel bands should never be obligated. Should you expect to hear the hits? Sure. Should they be obligated? Absolutely not.
No.
Because it's supposed to be the artistry first. And there's a great post out there from Liam Gallagher, or is it no?
Yeah.
Have you seen this recently? It's making its rounds. And
his customers are stupid, except for his.
And he's like, customers are stupid. Well, he's making a joke at the end there. But he's like, yeah, customers are stupid. He goes, if everybody gave the customer what they wanted, we wouldn't have had Jimi Hendrix. He's like, we wouldn't have had the Beatles. We wouldn't have had this.
The customer's not always right.
But he's talking about, like, I think radio play specifically. And
yeah, but his overall demeanor, I think, is kind of right about it.
Yeah.
Now, the one show that I went to, that I watched at Fox Theater. Now, I was given free tickets, so it totally changed my approach to this. But it was a band that we all know and love, and they did not play the hits. They ended it with a 10-minute bird whistle solo.
Who?
And it was Smashing Pumpkins. And why I'm bringing it up is because Billy Corgan has weighed in on this debate and says he is firmly in the no category. Bands should not be obligated to play their hits. This is what he said. Quote, I don't play any songs I don't want to play. I don't care if they're classic or not. If I don't want to play it, I just don't play it. I don't put that on the audience. I don't put that on the audience like, well, I've got to play this one for you. I think that's kind of cheese. He adds, it's not a bad thing that they want to hear the songs that they love, but you can't live in the past. It's the death of any artist, and particularly in America, we have this whole cottage industry where people are living in the past.
Well, when he comes back on, I'm going to talk to him about this.
Here's the thing, though.
But he lets you know.
A lot of people walked out of that concert going, that was so stupid. They didn't play this. He didn't play this. He didn't play this. And I was like, I thought it was kind of awesome. Now, again, had I paid $150, something like some people did, maybe I'd have been pissed.
For sure.
But at the same time, now Billy.
But if you're spending that kind of money on Billy, you know it.
Chad said, I saw Pumpkins in 08 at the Fox, and that set sucked balls.
Dude, I was there. That was the one.
Scott, unless it's like the Smashing Pumpkins are a band that you got to at least have 2 or 3 songs. You got to throw the audience a bone.
They did play tonight.
They've been notorious for that, like for ages.
I wouldn't have known that. I would have gone to see the Smashing Pumpkins, hoping to hear "Bullet with Butterfly Wings."
Yeah, but they didn't play that.
So an artist that I think handles it well, and I think I may have spoken about this before, is I'm a big Steve Earle fan, and his number Copperhead Road. He's so sick of playing that song, but when he does his concerts, he plays it early. He plays it first 3 songs, and he goes, "Here's the deal. I know some of you came for this. Consider this my tent tax. This is the cost of doing business.
Right.
You guys came for this. This song is the reason I can put up my tent, and you guys come underneath it. And I'm going to do a lot of new music." But he goes, "I know a lot of you are old. I'm 60 years old. A lot of my fans are old. You all got babysitters. You all got work tomorrow. If you just came for Copperhead Road, here it is. See you later." And he plays it. And he makes fun of how much he hates it, but he plays it for him. And he puts and then he's like, "I'm going to play some stuff off my new album, and if you got to go, you got to go." And I'm like, to me, that is a good...
I like that.
That is a good give and take of an artist of like, hey, man, I'm appreciating that you guys are all here, because not living in the past is one thing, but like he's admitting that like, hey, this place is full.
Because of this song.
Because of these 3 songs. So I'm going to play 1 or 2 of the 3 songs for
the
you.
Stones, how many times have the Stones played Satisfaction? Come on, man.
Oh, geez,
Yeah, but the Stones are an audience band.
Yeah, they understand how to.
They've been game players forever.
Yep.
So if you'd like to see Will Smith, we were talking about him yesterday. If you'd like to see him get slapped multiple times, apparently, here's the new promo. Here's the new marketing for Bad Boys Ride or Die. There's a scene towards the end where Martin Lawrence slaps him repeatedly in the face, calling him a bad boy. Obviously, this sounds like a callback to Will slapping Chris Rock across the face, 2022 Oscars. Maybe Will actually thinks people are going to buy tickets to see him get fake slapped. Bad Boys Ride or Die in theaters. Also in theaters today is The Watchers, the directorial debut of M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, Ishana Night Shyamalan. Stars Dakota Fanning as a woman who gets stranded in a forest in Ireland and takes shelter with 3 strangers who are trapped and stalked by mysterious creatures at night.
Scott of the Instant Feedback says, "I already bought tickets to the Smashing Pumpkins for the summer show, and I'm just now finding this out. Well, damn. The last time they were here,
they played a lot of their
with James
stuff last
Addiction.
time.
Yeah.
And they played
everything,
pretty much all their hits.
The last couple times I've seen them,
So you know.
Yeah, I think it depends too. If they're doing the smaller club, I think they go a little more into their modern.
This was a weird time. Remember, 2008 was like still a lull for that kind of music.
James E. Ha, I don't think was in the band.
Yeah.
Was James there?
I don't know if he was in the band.
I
he
feel like
he had a weird mixture of musicians.
But I feel like Corgan's very happy right now, so you're going to get a really fun show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And finally, tonight is Pat Sajak's last night on Wheel of Fortune. I know our buddy Clovis is a huge, huge fan. On last night's show, they aired an emotional goodbye video from Vanna White. Check it out.
All right, here's Vanna White.
I don't know how to put into words what these past 41 years have meant to me. 8,000 episodes went by like that. When I first started, I was so green. You made me so comfortable and made me so confident. You made me who I am. You really did. We've grown up on television, and life events we shared with our families are my favorite. We've watched our children grow up together. We've traveled all over the world. We've eaten hundreds of meals together. We've laughed. We've cried. Oh, gosh. What an incredible and unforgettable journey we've had. You're like a brother to me, and I consider you a true lifelong friend who I will always adore. I love you, Pat.
That's nice.
Yeah, the problem is, though, he was so bummed.
Oh,
You're like
okay,
a brother
sorry.
to me.
41 years. 41 years and 8,000 episodes. By the way, Vanna's going to be able to see Pat if she wants, because Pat has a new gig lined up. He's doing community theater in Hawaii.
Okay.
He's starring in a show called Prescription Murder. He actually loves doing these plays and has done a few plays over the years, including The Odd Couple and The Sunshine Boys.
I was looking at a picture of Pat Sajak. He's got a giant head.
Mm-hmm.
What?
He's got a giant head.
He entertains me, though.
Compared
He's a
to his
funny
body,
man.
Oh, yeah.
he's got a huge head. R.I.P.
how tall is he?
Pat Sajak.
Yeah, that was a good run, man.
Shout out to my fellow big head boys.
No, he's not dead. All right, celebrity celebrating a birthday this weekend. Emily Ratajkowski, the Blurred Lines chick, is 33. Rapper Fetty Wap is 33. Iggy Azalea, 34. Michael Cera from Arrested Development is 36. Anna Kournikova
She played on St. Louis's tennis team.
She did?
But never made an appearance. But she was on our team.
Oh, the Aces?
Yeah, or whatever it was.
The Aces?
Yeah.
She's married to Enrique Iglesias, I believe. So she was she played tennis. She wasn't great. Like I don't think she won any Grand Slams or anything.
But I think she was in the top 30 at one point or something. Like she
very
pretty
nice
solid.
looking woman.
Yeah.
Anna Kournikova is 43. Bill Hader, 46. Allen Iverson, former NBA star, is 49. Survivalist Bear Grylls is 50. All right, Carl Urban. Who's that?
Carl Urban is the cat from
Bill the Butcher.
that show I
Billy
like
the Butcher.
so much.
And
the Boys. And Dr. McCoy in the newer Star Trek movies. Carl
and
Urban.
the front runner to be Wolverine.
Yeah, that guy should have been.
He would be a great Wolverine.
He should be a bigger star.
He's great.
He and that other badass, tough looking guy that plays all the B rolls. They should be bigger stars, man. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Carl Urban's great. I'm a fan. Who's the other guy?
Man, I don't know. I don't know what his name is, and that's my problem. That's his problem.
Carl Urban is 52. Dave Navarro, 57, from Jane's Addiction. Wrestler Mick Foley, 59. Liam Neeson, 72. Sir Tom Jones, who famously took Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, took her virginity and put her in the hospital.
You don't want to hear that. That guy is... that guy is the Welsh bomber.
Elvira tells the story of Tom Jones taking her virginity, and she had to go to the hospital after because
Man.
she's so well endowed.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations. Sir Tom Jones is 84 today.
She's a lady.
On Saturday, country singer Sturgill Simpson turns 46. Kanye West, 47. Keenan Ivory Wayans turns 66. Frank's daughter, Nancy Sinatra, turns 84. And on Sunday, Natalie Portman turns 43. Johnny Depp turns 61. Michael J. Fox, 63. And college basketball announcer Dick Vitale turns 85.
Diaper Dindy.
Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Stacy Silver. Today's birthday girl has been in 390 fine films, including The Apprentice 6, Ass Crackin' 3, Beautiful Girls, Beautiful Feet, Big Butt Attack 1, Double Parked 1, Gooey Buns 7. Man.
That's a breakfast food, man.
Passion of the Ass 3, Toys, Then Boys 1, and who could forget a role in 2008's Bone Smugglers. Stacey Silver is
Good
43
mystery.
years old.
On an all-new Bone Smuggler.
Bone Smuggler. Stacey Silver, 43. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, quick break. We'll come back with Rafe Williams and this week's E-memorium.
It's time.
It's time.
It is time.
8:06.
Day's flying by.
Friday. Traffic and weather, Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Bomberito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Only thing we got going on is right-hand shoulder blocked due to a stalled vehicle 270 southbound at 70. Your point forecast, sunny and warm, high of 86. Right now it is 66 at the Point Studio.
All right, guys, welcome back to the farm. So it's a Sunday, and we got a whole crew here doing stuff. We're going to work in the field today. So this will be the final episode of the farm series for now, but I'm sure we'll return back to the farm at some point. So I'm going to show you what's going on here, the progress of the plants, how those elderberries are looking, and we'll look inside the house, and I'll tell you about some future projects we got coming up here. And there's our tractor, courtesy of Herb Equipment, the Captain Riz tractor. We're moving some poles. Poles. All right, so behind me... How do you feel this morning? Feel all right? Well rested? Feeling good? Ready to take on the day? Or are you feeling, meh? And you've been feeling, meh for quite a while now. You're in your 40s, and things happen to our bodies. Our levels are all out of whack. How's your testosterone? Oh, what? You don't know, because you haven't been to Mentality. Go to Mentality, 2 locations, Chesterfield and in South County, and let them do a blood draw, and let's see what's going on inside you. Maybe it's a vitamin deficiency that gets you fixed up at Mentality. Maybe it's a low T thing. Mentality that gets you fixed up. Testosterone treatment made simple. Or maybe you're going for something else. All right, they do the TRT therapy. How about the peptide therapy, anti-aging stuff? How about you having issues in the bedroom? Tadalafil for ED issues. Weight loss, semaglutide. So many options at Mentality, and they'll try to work with your insurance as well. But it starts by you making an appointment. Go to mentalityhealth.com. That's mentalityhealth.com.
We are backstage at Point Fest, and what a day in which this has been already.
Oh, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, joined by Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Hi.
very much.
Hey.
It's great to see you
and
guys.
our invisible third member. Yes,
Hey,
yes,
well,
yes.
how you doing?
We're the Hail half of Hailstorm.
I have to tell you this, and I know you don't remember this because it's been years and years and years, and I don't even remember how many years at this point. But the very first time that you came through the Point, you were on my when I was doing mornings at that time.
Yes,
And it really seems like a decade ago, and it might have been.
It might have been. I don't know. Time is very elastic right now.
Absolutely.
It's like it went by like that fast, but it feels like a different
It was
lifetime.
probably 2009. It was probably the first album cycle.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And we were in the parking lot. And
Absolutely so. Absolutely so. Boy, things have changed mightily.
Yes.
New record is out. All
It
right,
is.
we're playing the Steeple right now, which is
thank you guys for
fantastic.
spinning it,
But one of the things that I absolutely love about when a band has something new, I'm always amazed when I go see a band right after they have something new, and the guy next to me somehow already knows every freaking word to every. Like, dude, I've listened to this album twice. I don't know how you can, but like. How
Steel Trap, man.
Right? How quickly, when you've got a new record out like you do you start to see non-radio singles getting yelled back at you?
It's pretty incredible. Not only the record wasn't even out a couple days, and we went out on tour, and it was like from the first day, people are singing songs that like I'm having trouble remembering.
You know what's funny? I was just saying, we don't remember all the lyrics,
and,
you know?
and not only that, but there are so many people that have gotten tattoos of the lines of the songs, and I'm like, the album just came out, dude. It's crazy. So
How do you know for sure it's not going to suck? Sure you want to get that tattooed on you? Like,
sure you want that?
It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll just write.
So you've noticed that your house is worth a small fortune right now, but you don't want to move. However, you're wondering, should I sell right now while the market's sky high, or hope the bottom doesn't drop out of the housing market later on whenever I am ready to sell? Well, the thing is, I got great news for you. You don't have to move, and you don't have to give up any of that stuff. You can sell to Truehold, and they have the Truehold Sell and Stay Lease program, and you can literally sell right now, and you stay in your home as long as you like. And when you sell your home to Truehold for its best current value, you can fully cash out your home's equity, and you can stay in your home as long as you want with an easy, affordable lease. And Truehold, they're going to cover your property taxes and insurance and maintenance too, so you get to truly enjoy your home and stay there as long as you want. So Truehold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get an offer right now while your home value is sky high, and use that money to secure your retirement, pay off bills, or maybe go travel, finance some of your dreams. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out your home's best value without moving. That's Truehold.com.
By the one and the only Brent Smith of Shinedown.
I forgot how that song goes. All I heard was ding, 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 ding. I'm like, what are the actual words?
I don't think anybody actually knows.
Is that girls?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
There we go. That is some 80s.
You know what? We
That
got
is
to bring it back
hardcore.
for the weekends, right?
Okay.
The holiday weekends. So we got Brent Smith, Shinedown. It's a Point Big summer show. Couldn't be more excited to have you guys, Jelly Roll, back in St. Louis.
Yep. And John Harvey for the first time.
And Don Harvey. It's going to be insane. So this is the Planet Zero World Tour.
It
And,
is.
you know, I'm not supposed to play favorites, but I'm a little obsessed with the album.
Cool.
A little obsessed with it. Now, what I think makes this album so interesting and so cool is that every few songs, there's a Siri type AI
Siren.
voice. Siren.
That's her
Okay,
name.
can you tell me a little bit about Siren?
I can tell you how it was born, the dynamic of this album, because our last record was Attention,
Mhm.
which was a story album and was always meant to be conceptual. We did not set out to make a conceptual piece again with Planet Zero. It just kind of fell into place. But, you know, we wrote this album in the midst of a pandemic.
Sure.
And there was a lot of things going on in the United States. There was a lot of things going on in the entire world. And I just remember getting to Charleston with Eric Bass, our bass player, who's also the...
maybe hit up a couple open houses. Tonight we're going to lay in bed and scroll through Zillow because we are going to buy a home. Stop renting maybe your first house. Build some equity up. Oh, you're getting all sorts of advice from people. Oh, now's a terrible time to buy. You know, interest rates, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I want you to do. Before you even call the realtor, call Kevin Putney at the 123 Mortgage Team. And maybe for you, buying a house right now was not the right thing to do. But if you have your eye on a house and you're afraid you're going to lose it, how about you buy the house now and then you refinance next year? And Kevin Putney is going to put that home loan together for you, the perfect home loan, the home loan that's going to fit your needs, because all of our loans are going to be different. We all got different situations going on financially. So Kevin's going to put that puzzle together, maybe take advantage of one of the first buyer programs he's got, or maybe get some down payment assistance. So you buy now, interest rates fall next year. We're refinancing. We bought our last house through Kevin Putney. We refinanced twice. And I'm telling you, I worked with an out-of-town bank. It sucked. We were truly just a number to these people. But with Kevin, it was just such a personal experience. That's what working with a local guy is all about, that personal experience. Kevin Putney, the 123 Mortgage Team, 314-862-0123. That's 314-862-0123. Online at 123mortgage.com. It's Kevin Putney, equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Restrictions apply. Call for details. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. 123mortgage.com, 314-862-0123.
All right, backstage at our big, gigantic ho-ho show with Angels and Airwaves. Mr. Tom DeLong, how are you, man? It's great to see you.
I am good, and I just realized you have a kick-ass camera right there. This is like IMAX level shit you're doing.
We try not to mess around, Tom.
You don't fuck around. This is like real interview. This is like...
The bad part is, though, with that fancy camera, it really pinpoints the ugliness.
Boogers and like...
I mean, anything, man. Like crazy hairs, anything. It really blows it out of proportion.
You know what's funny about that? I was just walking down the stairs, and Alon, my drummer, goes, wait a second, I had one. I was like, one hair was longer, and he went up to my face, and we got it out. One hair, and you just mentioned hairs. Dude, that was kind of funny.
You know what?
To the E-memorium. Happy National Donut Day, guys. That's today. Happy National Donut Day.
Really appreciate it.
So I guess there are some donut deals for the big national chains. Krispy Kreme, handing out free donuts, no questions asked. Just pop in, get your free donut. You don't have to buy anything.
Really?
Dunkin' has a deal, too, but you got to buy a coffee or some other drink. Buy a drink, and you get one of the classic donuts for free. That includes anything glazed, chocolate frosted, jelly, just no specialty items. And a lot of the smaller chains have stuff like Duck Donuts. They got specials. Salvation Army has free donuts in a lot of cities, too. So National Donut Day actually started in 1938 as a fundraising thing to honor their donut lassies who handed them out to soldiers in World War I. So that's actually National Donut Day as like a backstory and a history, not just a...
Not fly by night kind of.
Not just a Dunkin', wants to
marketing ploy.
Get some marketing. So
That's
a recent
awesome.
survey found only 4% of Americans do not like donuts, and only 1% hate them. Who hates donuts? What monster?
Those people are definitely not cops.
Recovering donut addicts?
No, that could be.
What monster? Now, do you know the whole thing with cops and
Diabetics?
donuts? Like, do you know why cops are associated with donuts?
Because they're 24-hour, and
That's it.
it's just a place to sit for
It
a
was just
second and get out of the rain. And
it was a place for cops to go to fill out paperwork.
Yeah.
With the donut shops were the only places open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Well, even when they weren't 24 hours, they were there at 3 or 4 a.m. getting the donuts ready.
Yeah, so a
It was
cop
like
could
a
go
super
in.
early morning thing.
So a cop could go in and fill out, paperwork or just hang. That's how the
Which I think is pretty cool.
Donut Association.
It's funny. There used to be a donut shop kind of down the street from the house that I grew up in, and when we were kids, on occasion, our dad would kind of dip by there and get them for us, and there was always a cop car and this one particular cop in there.
Guess who's doing free Mexican donut bites today? With any purchase?
Hardee's.
No. Taco John's because they love you. Just got a tweet. National Donut Day, Bigger, Bolder Rewards members get a free Mexican donut bite with any purchase today only.
There we go.
There you go.
Taco
TJ's
John's
looking
even-
out for you, bud.
Taco John's even celebrating.
Go to
All right.
Donut Drive-In, too, man. I want to plug I love Donut Drive-In, local business. Go hook them
There's
up.
a lot of great.
There's a ton in St.
A
Louis.
lot of great local donut
Good
places.
donut town.
Hey, if you ever had a sleepover as a kid and the parents bring out donuts, for breakfast, you know it's going to be a good day.
Loved it. I used to love to go get Casey. We'd have like Saturday film after football games, and the coaches would bring in Casey's donuts fresh, and man, just sitting there sore from getting your, Friday night game, you're bruised up. We got the crap beat out of us. We were a terrible team. We got destroyed every Friday. We'd come in to watch film and eat those Casey's donuts fresh and some milk. And you're a kid, your stomach's still made of iron, so you could just eat donuts and milk with no repercussions.
No repercussions, yeah.
God, it was a good time to be alive.
Yeah, donuts for breakfast, man.
Love it.
After a sleepover or whatever, Dad would come home with donuts.
Dunk a donut? Do you dunk a cake donut? Or do you eat and drink milk? We'd had the cookie dunk conversation. Do you break a donut in half and dunk it in the milk?
If the opportunity is there.
Yeah, if it's there.
Coffee, yeah.
I'll dunk it in coffee.
I've dunked in coffee. I've dunked in milk.
All right, so what does America say? Favorite types of donuts? What is number one?
Long
America's
John.
number one favorite
Oh,
donut.
glazed.
Yeah. Number two.
Long John.
No.
Sprinkle, which is
Boston cream.
Oh, right.
Boston cream's number two.
Okay.
Number three.
Cherry turnover.
Chocolate frosted. Number four.
Vanilla frosting.
Jelly.
Yeah.
And number five.
Tuna.
Calm down, Scott. Number five. Chocolate cake.
Hey, so according to that guy that we were listening to earlier, the TikTok dad, remember he was saying that when you get food for your kids' friends and all that, you're trying
don't
too
come
hard.
down with a tray of food.
Yeah, right. You just mentioned, I do remember, on occasion when you're spending the night somewhere and you wake up and
there's donuts.
Their dad or mom got donuts.
These kids
you're
nowadays
just like, this is the
are
best
morons.
house on earth.
They're morons. You know what? Because kids nowadays don't have sleepovers like we used to. Idiots. Another little piece of food news. You have something else, Ray, for donuts?
I have a food news addendum when you're done.
Okay. Red Lobster's recent bankruptcy, they're having real-world ramifications here. So according to legal documents, Red Lobster has identified up to 130 restaurants that could close down soon if the bankruptcy court approves the plan. In our area, we could say goodbye to one Red Lobster, the one in Bridgeton, St. Charles.
No! That's where my mom and dad went on their very first date.
That is on the list of
What? You serious?
Red Lobsters to be closed.
The one in
Rock
Bridgeton.
Road Red Lobster is where your parents
Yeah.
went on their first date.
Been there that long.
Holy
Yeah.
crud! The fact that you know that is wild.
Well, it's just because
Nice.
every time we pass by there, that's what my mom says. So I take
That's
it
the one.
as canon. I don't know.
That's the one. Yes, Rafe.
As captain of the Pork Steak Army, I have to put out an official statement. I was notified by a friend on Twitter. There are fake Rafe Williams pork steak aficionado shirts being sold on the internet. I did not endorse this product.
Are you serious?
Right here, dude, on the name of the company, this fraudulent company is Elite Tees, ELETEES, and it says the Rafe Williams pork steak aficionado shirt. Let me tell you something.
That's wild.
Stolen valor. Okay?
Stolen, of
this
course.
is stolen valor of the Pork
Which is a
Steak Army.
felony.
I did not endorse this shirt. It is a very plain shirt. I would not sign off on this design.
I would not sign off on very plain.
I would not sign off. Yes, this would be like a pork steak with no dry rub. I would never do that. So if you're seeing this in your Twitter feed, this is a DEFCON 1 Pork Steak Army emergency. Do not purchase this shirt. They are trolling. This other guy has a T-shirt company, a St. Louis-based T-shirt company, and they've stolen a bunch of his designs. And he's like, it looks like you're the latest victim of being scraped on the internet and them trying to attach your name to something.
Very cool.
Shame.
That's a shame, dude. That's a shame. It's like, it really made me mad.
Good for you, though, man. You finally hit a point where you're being bootlegged.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
a good thing.
I mean, I guess there is a little bit of pride in
Send
seeing a bootleg version, but I
Send him a
just,
cease and desist.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
cease and desist.
A cease and desist.
The next best one's when a local company will do it.
Is this a local company?
No.
I don't know who this is. I'll tell you who they are. They're scammers.
That's right.
They're pieces of crap. Don't buy it. Don't go for it.
Well, Pork Steak Army, rise up.
Rise up. Buy the
not
real
buy.
St. Louis goods at BentonParkPrints.com. Daniel Jones.
So you spell that E-L-E-T-T?
No, stop it.
Oh, sorry.
That is the guy who made me alert of the problem.
They got some funny shirts on his site, though.
They do.
Do not patronize them.
The first one says, British people aren't real.
All right, that is funny, but don't buy any of their stuff.
On Elite Tees?
Yes,
Yeah.
don't, because they steal.
All right, I like that. That's
Yeah,
funny.
they probably stole that from someone
Yeah,
else.
that's probably somebody else's design. All right, Rafe, you ready?
Them's just
I am ready, yes.
It's time to say goodbye to some people.
It's a good one this week.
It's time for this week's Riz Show. Rafe Williams, E-memorium.
This week's E-memorium brought to you by our proud sponsor, Inskip Law Firm and Estate Planning. If you own anything, you have an estate. And if you have an estate, you have to make sure that things are set up properly for your family, or they are going to spend thousands of dollars in attorney's fees just to get what should be theirs already. For information, go to inskiplaw.com. That's INSKIPLAW.com. They do package estate planning docs and death binders just like Lern's mom has, and they're giving out free fireproof document containers to the first 10 listeners to attend an appointment. So tell them you heard about it on the Riz Show. You get a free fireproof safe to put all your docs in, and that's a very valuable thing. All right. For those of you that don't know, the E-memorium is where we say goodbye to people who have just had enough, who've passed away, complained, sent stupid emails, we angered, or for some reason. You pick it. Or sometimes it's just stuff we messed up. And we got to say goodbye. So let's start, because it's a good one this week. First up this week on the E-memorium, Cybertruck owners. Your trucks suck. They are but ugly. For some reason, you're mad at us about it. We got several emails from Cybertruck owners saying we were too hard on the Cybertruck. Well, we're sorry that you think your Minecraft roller skate is cool, but real talk, it ain't bussin' in the wild, cuh. As one listener so eloquently put it, the Cybertruck looks like a Pontiac Aztec in PlayStation 1 graphics.
Oh, man, that's a pretty good description.
100% true, yes. So hop in your isosceles triangle DeLorean you made out of 6 of the stainless steel panels of the St. Louis Arch, hit 88 miles per hour, and travel back in time to 2019 to get your deposit back. Bye-bye. Next up, this is a big one. This is a big, big death. Pepsi Cola. Yes, we said goodbye to a juggernaut of the Cola Wars, whose past slogans include a generation ahead, generation next, and the choice of a new generation, and you have ironically been dethroned by, you guessed it, the new generations. They've said no thank you to your Carolina Pig Farm mud swill runoff in favor of a new taste bud tickler, Dr. Pepper. Now, at first, we did assume Gen Y, Gen Z, and Gen Alpha drink Dr. Pepper because they simply have accepted the fact that they'll never be able to afford health care and instead have chosen Dr. Pepper as their permanent primary care physician. But upon further investigation into a shocking statistic that should make Pepsi die of shame and embarrassment, they are about to be passed by Sprite. Sprite! The soda brand that lost 3 out of 5 taste tests to a cup of room temperature piss. Congratulations, Pepsi. Who would have thought the company that set Michael Jackson on fire in the 80s and released a tone-deaf commercial in the middle of a social justice movement featuring Kendall Jenner handing a Pepsi to a cop in the middle of a protest would be bad at brand image management? So goodbye, Pepsi. It's time to accept death. You're on a collision course with the same fate as Tab. So go to the light and choose that big cola mansion in the sky and join all of your loved ones. Pepsi AM, Pepsi Blue, Pepsi Edge, Pepsi Next, Pepsi One, Pepsi Raw, Pepsi True, Pepsi Twist, Pepsi X, and who could forget Aunt Crystal Pepsi.
Ooh, Crystal Pepsi, yes.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forward to carry Pepsi home. And hey, at least Dr. Pepper is professionally qualified to sign your death certificate. Bye-bye. Next up, tetanus simps. Well, we tried to have a little fun this week after Lern was attacked by her cats and had to get a tetanus shot by joking about not being up to date on our vaccinations. I made a joke about conditioning myself for immunity by stepping on a rusty nail once a week as an anti-venom and promptly received an email reprimanding me that said, and I quote, "You joke about that, Rafe, but my brother's father-in-law passed after stepping on a nail."
Whoa.
How big was the nail?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Buzzkill. Here's a little stat for you, though. Fewer than 10 people a year die from tetanus in the United States. More people annually are killed by, and I didn't make this up, hot dogs, table salt, loose rugs, falling out of trees, and overdosing on Viagra, all of which are also very funny ways to die, and I am having a difficult time not making a joke about it right now. My point is, there are sad things in the world, and they are infinitely less sad when you can joke about them. So lighten up, Sally. And remember, you can't spell tetanus without tet and anus, and that is also funny. Bye-bye. Next up, cough button Karen. A Riz Show, Team Riz member sent us an email because he's so up in arms about all the coughing on the show lately. He sent us an email, and I quote, "Hello, Team Riz member 1239 here. Thanks for identifying yourself. I haven't bit my tongue on this issue, hoping it would resolve itself before I became a Karen and had to complain about it. But there has got to be a way to deal with the all uppercase constant coughing on the show. Moon mentioned a few weeks ago that his cough button was broken / not working. And I understand we are human and coughing is normal, but it has been more than excessive lately. Can we please get this resolved? So I can take my Karen mask off. Thanks,
Thanks
Lucas.
for getting my email, by the way. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Lucas. Luke, you are an ass. Sorry that for the last 3 weeks I brought the plague home from L.A. with me, and instead of staying home, we have suffered and came in to do a show for our beloved city, even though we were all knocking on death's door.
Who else? Who else is going to wake this city up? It's true. Huh?
There
Many
are.
tried.
That's right. And there are cough buttons in the room, Lucas, but you know what? There are also 7 microphones in this room. We do hit the cough buttons, bud, but sometimes the other person's mic might be picking it up. We apologize for that. We don't like to cough on the air either, but you know what? We show up for work, even when we're sick, because we care about the city. So guess what? If you don't like it, cough button Karen, turn in your Riz badge. Bye-bye.
Whoa.
This is your warning.
Whoa.
And finally,
Heavy.
I got heavy. Sorry about that. Riz team member 1239, who I hope is ridiculed mercilessly on the Team Riz page later today.
I like him.
Me too. He actually is a nice guy. Finally, and this is a tough one, innocent customers of the New Jersey Acme Drugstore Photo Lab in 1996.
Oh, that's where I used to work.
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
no. How is this possible?
Yeah, and we found out this week that disgusting 18-year-old sexual deviant Scott Rizzuto was violating the sacred trust of a photo development lab and its customers and ogling nude photos with his dirty old man boss, Renouche, that were kept in a secret pervert drawer that they crudely referred to as, quote, the boneyard, end quote. These two disgusting little pigs would alert each other over the intercom by using the call sign, quote, code boobies, Renouche code boobies, end quote, to rush to the lab and drool all over the private nude photos of trusting families, breaking the sacred oath of all photo development professionals nationwide. So if you were a family in New Jersey in 96 who went to the Acme drugstore, just know that Riz saw your wife's punani. We're sorry about that. We're sorry about the trust that has had to be laid to rest. Bye-bye. And now the real RIPs did okay this week. I didn't crack many. I might have missed one. If I did, let me know. We lost the lady that went to the funeral home, obviously. She went to the funeral home, was still alive, and
oh, yeah, that lady.
Then she died.
Then she wound up dying.
Gave up and died. And then Parnelli Jones passed away on June 4th, 2024. He was an American motorsports racing driver. And that was all the real RIPs I have. Feel free to email me if I missed one. And that concludes today's E-memorium, brought to you by Inskip Law Firm and Estate Planning. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rafe.
Thank you.
Excellent timing.
Fade into the hook.
All right, we will take a break. We'll come back with your Friday fail stories. 8:35 Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Bommarito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Right-hand shoulder blocked through to a stalled vehicle 270 southbound at 70. Your point forecast, sunny and warm, high of 86. Right now it's 69 at the Point Studio.
Paps, be good to your daughters. That's how you know to be good. 'Cause some will turn to mommies when others will be daughters. And dads, that's how your brothers can be mothers too. That was John Mayer. Daughters.
Backstage at Point Fest, and this is, I gotta say, of all of the interviews that I've done, as far as the placement in conjunction.
It's time to go to First Community, and it's time for you to get a first rate checking account. And trust me, when you go there, it's absolutely amazing. They are the best of the best. And the best thing about First Community is not only the benefits you're going to have as a member, but the locations. I mean, they're everywhere, all over town. You can look left, you can look right, you're going to find one. And they're even in a lot of Walmarts that are around the area that are open 7 days a week. Yes, that's right. They're open 7 days a week. But what I love about First Community's checking account there is that it'll pay you over 3% interest on qualifying balances up to $25,000. And so all you got to do is use your e-statements and use your debit card 25 times in a month. And we all do that anyway. So this is very easy to do, and you get that 3% interest, which is incredible. You won't find that at a lot of places. That's First Community for you. And the other thing I love about them is, again, you're going to get the advantage of being a member there, and they have all kinds of incredible programs for members. So go to First Community, do your banking the right way, put your dollar to work, make it grow. That's firstcommunity.com, firstcommunity.com.
So here we are, way back Point Fest, and the first band of the day is a band that, through the course of my life, I think I've seen your band 6 times, but we've never chatted and said hello.
It's just strange that that wouldn't happen. I know you mentioned Mississippi Nights.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone the other day, and
yeah.
I remember the club well. You know, we used to have great shows there, but it's like anything these days. You know, stuff doesn't stay around as long as you would think it would. So
I remember something specific about this show, and it's a little creepy, so I'm going to go ahead and warn you. So where I was standing at Mississippi Nights, they had the back door open, and I could see directly into your tour bus.
Okay.
And I saw you. This is like right before you guys are going on, and I hadn't ever seen you before to this night. And you had like this black leather jacket on, like these skinny sort of jeans, and I was like, this dude is a bad man. And you were, and it was such a great show because that night it was a couple of different bands. Letters to Cleo were on that bill. Yeah. Ned's Atomic Dustbin were on that bill. I love those guys as well. So it was like a cool thing. But it was the first night that I saw you guys, and Vinny, you had this like for real frontman rock star presence about you that I thought was very cool at the time.
You sure put the pressure on me today.
Dude, where do you go from there?
Right. But you know what though? And speaking of that role as the frontman is like an important thing, man, because not only the nuts and bolts of the creative side of the music and the lyric writing and stuff, but I mean having that image for the band is an important one, whether you want to kind of admit to that or not.
Oh, certainly. And it's something that we, seemed to cultivate early on in the career of the band. We wanted to do that thing. We revere rock and roll, and I mean, it almost sounds like I'm just copying Elvis on his '68 comeback. You know what I mean? You can't reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? It's like that's pretty much it.
Right. I think it's also funny too when you guys say, "Hey, I'm just ripping Elvis. That's all I'm doing." Or you know what I mean? Like when you have another artist that come by, like, "Yeah, well, I'm not that cool. I just got it from this guy." I think it's funny when you guys are the first ones to admit that.
I mean, it's like that's the gold standard, man. You look all the way back, even to the Ed Sullivan years. There's reruns on TV these days all over the place, and you look at that and you're reminded of how cool it was. And to me, like I go, it doesn't get much better than that, and that's why you influence just generations and generations of groups.
You're from an amazing city. You're from an amazing city that has this unbelievable tradition of rock and roll music. You have this city that has this unbelievable tradition of rhythm and blues and soul music. How did that all come together for you as you guys as musicians? Because again, that is a best of all of those world situations, not just good bands, like the best of the best bands.
It's funny you bring it up. We were talking about, Andy and I were talking about the Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Sure.
And of course, Andy, you spotted who was the backup singer gal in that band?
Sandra, yeah.
Right.
She sings backups for her. She sang them, but yeah. Well, a bunch of our friends were in the band, and the horn players, and yeah.
Oh, without a doubt. And what struck me was just the incredible group that they had there. Not to mention the choir. I just go, those are, like Andy said, a lot of those guys are our friends.
Yeah.
And what a great talent pool, man.
Absolutely, but I bet you as you're coming up, that only makes you guys better with that kind of deep talent pool.
You would hope, but 2 or 3 vodkas in, I'm not too sure.
Now, last new album from you guys was 2016-ish.
Yeah.
So can I assume that you're probably putting together or working towards something new now? Or are you kind of always working, or how does that go when it comes to new material?
Tell Donnie about the remix of Broke.
Yeah, like there's we're always working on new stuff. Everyone, Vinny's always writing. He's real prolific. But we're taking one of the songs from that record called Broken and stripping it down, doing a completely different acoustic version. Because this is like, we love the version, but we're like, what if it was done with cello?
Hanging outside with the family, having people over, backyard barbecues. You don't want to be eaten alive by mosquitoes or ticks. No. That's why you need to call Amco Ranger. Amco Ranger Termite and Pest Solutions, protecting what matters since 1965. Protect your family, protect your property. Diseases carried by pests like mosquitoes, ticks, and mice are a public health problem here in the U.S. Bugs in and around the house are more than just a nuisance. They could be a real threat to the health of your family and your pets. Amco Ranger, local company. When you call Amco Ranger, somebody from St. Louis is picking up the phone. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. You always get the best price. They guarantee that. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of satisfied customers, including myself. Check out their online reviews. They keep their customers happy at Amco Ranger by providing the highest quality service during each and every visit and unmatched customer support in between services. Give them a call, 636-441-BUGS. That's 636-441-BUGS. Online at amcoranger.com, amcoranger.com. Protecting what matters since 1965. time for your Friday fail story. So all these people thought they had the perfect plan, but some of them on the line, man, that perfect plan went completely sideways. And it became an Uber.
Yeah.
An ultra.
Yeah.
Dare I say it? I'm going to say it. Mega. Here we go.
Failed.
All right, thank you, guys.
You sounded great, boss.
That was nice.
Friday Fail Stories are sponsored by
Moritz Roach Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
Well, I guess we get one of these stories about once a month. 83-year-old woman seriously injured last weekend after being gored by a bison and Yellowstone.
Dude.
Came out of nowhere.
Officials said the animal was, quote, defending its space and came within a few feet of the woman and lifted her about a foot off the ground with its horns.
This is the thing now. I've been seeing so much of this on social media. Like, they're telling these dumb influencers, a woman dressed like a dream catcher. They just walk out and try to get a selfie with these bison, like in the middle, and they're like, dude, they're gonna gore you. These are wild animals. They're pretty peaceful if you leave them alone, but if you approach, and it'll
There's signs everywhere saying you gotta.
There's enough out there. There's enough warning signs. There's enough common sense.
They still do it.
Yeah, and that's fine. If people gonna live your life.
It's fine. I'm Wiccan.
Take your.
It's actually
take your
cool.
hits.
I'm Wiccan, so the animal and I communicate. Okay.
Animals love me.
This woman had to be airlifted to the hospital.
Man, that's wild.
The park said, and this Yellowstone Parks.
Who's paying for that? Who's paying for the airlift?
I'm sure she is.
How does that work?
I think it's like getting an ambulance ride.
I think the bison's going.
Right? Don't they?
So you end up paying for it?
You end up paying for it.
Boy, oh boy.
So the park said people are injured more by bison than any other animal. Guidelines advise visitors to stay 25 yards away from bigger animals like bison and 100 yards away from bears and wolves.
Failed.
Now, before somebody finds a picture of me too close to a bison, I'll admit I've been too close to a bison. I've never gotten.
I've got the feed of bison.
Within touching distance or any of that kind of stuff. But, you know, when I was young, I thought, well, I'm quick. I could get out of this thing if it turns and charges at me. But, I mean, we're talking like...
Is there a picture?
Probably. But we're talking like, I was on tour, you know, pulled over the bus, and it was like 20, we'll say 20 yards.
Yeah.
Which is too close.
That's fine.
Where were you?
Yeah, right outside of Yellowstone.
Oh, okay. This is wild.
Oh, yeah.
Because there are some. There was a guy down in southern Illinois that cattle farmer, but he had like 8 bison. He kept a few bison because he'd have like bison burgers and stuff.
Yeah,
and
right.
You could they were a little more domesticated. Like you could get around them.
Yeah.
This is just
Still risky.
This is in the wild.
This is just outside of
In the wild.
That's where I got the feed in my buddy's farm, and his dad was like, "Stay calm. We're not going to move quick. We're
Right.
going to just take our time in here.
these
Don't
will
get
mess
weird
you up.
because they'll still screw you over."
That was by the Tetons, but again, admittedly, an idiot. I was an idiot.
We're young and do stupid things.
And I was like right next to the bus. So I was like, oh, if it looks this way, I'll hop on the
But
bus.
nothing could happen to an influencer.
All right, enough about bison. Not sure who thought this would be a great idea. So, man, while teaching a class to high school kids on Wednesday in Burlington, Vermont, police officers staged a surprise demonstration where a masked gunman burst into the room and pretended to open fire.
Oh, my God.
It's like Arrested Development stuff.
Dude, this happened at the Burlington Police Department, at the station, and was meant to show the unreliability of witness statements. The lack of warning and loud gunshots sent kids diving for cover, fearing for their lives. So in response, the Burlington School District has apologized to parents. So this was during a forensics class. 20 kids were told they were going to tour the police department and then see a presentation on how detectives solve crimes. So the students are facing the front of the room, listening to this detective talk, when they hear screams behind them. 2 women run in, followed by a guy wearing a ski mask who's holding a gun. Gunshot sounds ring out. Kids hitting the floor, looking for their phones to call their parents.
Who thought this could be a good idea?
Man.
And the kids realized it was fake only after noticing the cops in the room had done nothing to stop anything.
So it was like a real life simulation.
Well, I think they were trying to prove a point, like I bet you they were going to do this whole demonstration with where like the person runs in the room and starts firing at these women. And all right, what did you see? It was to show how unreliable witness statements are.
Yes, I understand the point.
But a terrible, terrible.
There's
way
other
to
ways
teach
to
this.
do that, dude.
Terrible ways
You
to
just
teach
have
this.
somebody be like, "What color was the janitor's coat when he came in?"
Yeah.
Right?
Doesn't have to be traumatic. That's wild.
And also, it's a good lesson to learn. You're not supposed to run and yell if someone has a gun.
So in a statement, the Burlington Police Department said that school staff approved the demonstration's content ahead of time, agreed to let parents and students know nobody knew about this thing.
Oh, man.
That's all right.
Crazy.
It's Reno 911.
Yeah.
I got to be, as much as we bust on the young generation, could you imagine someone doing that when we were kids?
Yeah,
I get that being traumatic for everybody involved.
That
Surrounded
is
by idiots.
wild.
I read that this morning and I went, holy cow, who thought this was a good idea?
They shot like blanks or was it like noise?
They shot blanks.
Which means multiple people are in on this. Multiple idiots.
Crazy,
Not just the police department up there, but educators.
Crazy.
God, dude.
That's nuts.
We're surrounded.
You know, I could support this.
If you had to come up with a fake crime name for yourself, what would you pick?
A what?
If you had to pick a fake crime name.
Ooh. Well, what are my crimes? What am I doing?
Well, you had a 33-year-old guy in Florida who was caught spray painting a concrete wall last Saturday.
Oh, I know exactly what I would be.
What?
Scott Rizzuto.
Oh, that's a great
That's
one.
good name, yeah.
I am Scott Rizzuto.
Assuming you mean like the Wet Bandit or something like that, right?
Well, when the cops, so this guy gets caught spray painting a concrete wall. When the cops confronted him, he wouldn't tell them his name. They detained him and said he was required to identify himself. So he said his name was Mr. Monopoly. And what was his date of birth?
1934.
4/20/69. Come on.
Yeah, dude.
Come on, guys.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, guys.
All right, you can't get this. This guy can't be in
Mr.
trouble.
Monopoly.
Born 4/20/69.
That's a good one.
Not surprisingly, those were not accurate statements. Police got a hold of his main driver's license. His real name is Ryan Howard.
Whoa, we know
Hell of
him.
a baseball
Not that
player.
guy.
Yeah, great ball player.
And that he was born on the less fun date of 4/3/91. Mr. Monopoly hauled off to jail without pass and go, charged with criminal mischief and being held on a $1,000 bond.
Failed.
But that's a fun fail.
Yeah.
That is a fun fail.
Who
That's a
are
good
you?
one.
Who am I? There's a monocle out of nowhere. Mr. Monopoly. That's great.
A guy from Indiana had a genius plan to pay off a drug debt. You see, he stole a liquor delivery truck from a bar parking lot, and the plan was to sell off the booze to pay for the drugs.
Well,
What could go wrong? Last Thursday morning, 39-year-old Bo Burchell, sitting in his car when he saw the box truck pull up to the Cheers bar in Muncie, Indiana. He wound up taking the truck, and it's $12,000 worth of booze inside. After the truck was reported stolen, police later found it in a cornfield behind a banquet hall about 2 miles away. There, they spotted Bo's ponytail waving in the wind as he ran into the woods near the edge of the field. He was eventually found under a bush, taken into custody. He admitted to swiping the truck and said he planned to unload the booze to pay off the drugs. In addition to the truck, cops found a skid steer loader worth about $60,000 that he was also going to fence. He also fessed up to stealing the skid steer and cutting off the GPS unit. The inside of the truck was damaged by Bo ripping out the camera and that GPS system. Charged with felony theft. He's in jail. All the liquor and beer still in the truck, by the way. You know, it's difficult to parlay a life of crime into a commercial endorsement deal, right? But if anybody could do it, this guy. 40-year-old guy in the UK named Adam Spencer, arrested last week after he was nabbed for committing a series of thefts over the past couple months. During one of those thefts, Adam stole 17 tubes of Pringles. And when questioned about that, he told the police, quote, "Come on.
Once you pop, you can't stop."
That's right.
Yeah.
He said exactly that to the police.
Good for
And they let him go.
him.
Once you pop, you can't stop. Adam admitted to the thefts, was charged with 2 counts of burglary, 3 counts of theft.
He's got a future.
He was given a 6-month suspended sentence and ordered to pay about $250 to compensate the victims.
Good for him. Good sentencing.
Failed.
Funny crime, funny response, light sentence.
Yeah. Yeah. Still an idiot, though.
Yeah, why? Why that? Why Pringles?
17 cans of Pringles.
Just stuff them
Why
down your
that
pants.
specifically? I don't know.
Act confident.
That's all you can carry.
Maybe he has a lot of tennis balls he needs to put
Could
somewhere.
be. Could be. All right, a couple more for you. 24-year-old guy from Florida arrested after he swung one of those Stanley Cups at an officer after breaking into a church with a sledgehammer and causing over 10 grand in damages. This happened last Saturday afternoon around 5:15. Cops got a call about a guy who had broken into the Mission Church in Palm Bay. And there he was, Timothy Bornman, holding a metal Stanley Cup in his hand, yelling and cursing at members of the church. As an officer approached, Timothy yelled, "I'm going to F you up." When he tried to walk away, the cop pulled out a taser, told Tim to get on the ground. When he did, everything was fine for a second. He then bounced up, took a big swing with that Stanley Cup, trying to clock the officer in the head. The officer able to dodge the cup Matrix style.
Ooh.
Still got him in the shoulder, clipped him. Tim tried to run off, but the officer tased the crap out of him. Rode the lightning for a second.
Still holding the Stanley.
And then police got him in cuffs. Members of the church told police that he'd broken into a shed in the back of the church property where he grabbed a sledgehammer. Then broke into the church itself, started breaking everything in sight. Charged with burglary, aggravated theft, and battery on a law enforcement officer.
Failed.
And finally, this is a wild one. Gonna get the audio for this one. Guy from Warehouse, Florida, in jail after crashing his car into a jail. 40-year-old Joseph Leedy, who was half naked, was behind the wheel when he drove his car from the jail parking lot in Jupiter up a walkway, then through the glass lobby doors of the jail.
Half naked.
Honey, I'm home.
He had one short leg on. The other was off.
Now, when I say half naked, are we thinking from the top up or from the bottom down?
Donald Duck.
Bottom down.
It was
You gotta
bottom
do it the
down.
right
Oh, yes. He was Donald Ducking it.
It was bottom down.
Naked as the eyes of a clown.
I don't know what kind of car it was. There was video.
Let's picture it.
There was video.
It's a Geo Metro, 1993.
So after crashing through the doors, Joseph threw rubber snakes and cell phones onto the ground and doused his car with motor oil.
Okay. You're supposed to put it in the engine, I think.
While he was being arrested, he made homicidal statements and said he hated Donald Trump.
Here he is. He's in this one. He's in the blue.
Geo Metro?
Oh, that's definitely,
Geo Metro. Pops out, red shirt, no pants, white socks, shin high.
Definitely a guy who makes homicidal.
Well, here's the
comments.
chief deputy talking about this whole thing.
He threw 2 rubber snakes and multiple cell phones into the lobby and then started pouring motor oil all over his vehicle and then the floor where he was, threatening to light the car and himself on fire. And he kept saying things like, "The devil told me to kill everyone," and he kept sharing his disdain for President Donald Trump.
I would never in a million years think somebody tried to break into jail. Break out? Yeah. Break in? That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what the plan was, but mission not accomplished.
He went to the right place, though.
Yep. All right, those are your Friday fail stories. Are our guests here, by chance?
Man, them things had 55 horsepower, 46 combined miles per gallon. Dang, what a vehicle. What a vehicle.
Oh, Steve Ewing's here, too?
I guess so.
Oh, okay. Oh, surprise. Steve Ewing's here. Steve Ewing and a couple members of the St. Louis Bourbon Society in the house. Talking about a big event next Saturday over at Frankie Martin's Garden. You know that place, Frankie Martin's Garden?
No. Where is it?
In Cottleville. It's, it's
right down the road from me.
You know, like in Afton, they got the, 9 Mile Garden?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is the Cottleville equivalent of
I
that.
do know that place.
All right, it is 8:58. It is Friday. Traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Bommarito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. All things clear, your point forecast, sunny and warm. High of 86 right now at 73 at the Point Studio.
Hi, I'm Riz from the radio, and I've been playing guitar for about 10 months now. And that means I'm ready to teach you how to play guitar too. Are you ready to learn some fine licks? Well, I want you to take classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music. In no time, I can get you playing like this. When you sign up for classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, I will teach at least one class a week, 15 minutes only, and you'll get this commemorative tote bag. Achieve all your dreams. Learn how to play guitar. Yes, fine licks like this. Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King, Kurt Cobain, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Denver did not take classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music. And look how they turned out. After taking classes at the Rizzuto of Fine Music, those panties will be... Fast-growing business here in St. Louis. I want you to listen up. NetSuite's Business Grows Here is an event coming to St. Louis Thursday, June 27th. You do not want to miss out. Now, why did they choose St. Louis? Because NetSuite knows St. Louis is a hub for entrepreneurs, forward-thinking founders, top talent pool, and pro-business leadership. Apply to attend the business event of the year taking place at the Union Station Hotel Thursday, June 27th. You'll learn how Missouri is paving the way for new business growth and capital. You'll see how technology fueled by AI is shaping the way we grow and run our businesses. And you'll be inspired by business leaders like Jamie Siminoff, founder of Ring Video Doorbell, who headquartered his next company right here in St. Louis. NetSuite by Oracle Business Grows Here is free to attend if you qualify. Apply right now to find out because seats are going quickly. Block out your calendar. Thursday, June 27th. Apply at netsuite.com/Missouri, netsuite.com/Missouri.
All right, Point Fest 2022. It is Liv, and I am so excited. As you know, this is one of my favorite bands ever. The Struts, gentlemen, thank you so much.
That was
for
a
being
lovely
here.
introduction.
So
Thank you very
excited.
much.
So to start, I actually have a prop because I met you guys several years ago. It was backstage at a show, and Luke, you had disappeared for a moment, and I missed an autograph on my favorite piece of merch ever.
Here we go. There's a badge on your bag as well with the Struts on.
So,
Flag. The flag.
if you would be so kind,
Of
my friend.
course. Do you have a pen?
I do.
Prepared.
Fantastic. Of course I will.
That's been waiting there
Since
in
2019,
anticipation.
it's been on my wall, and I'm like,
Oh, it's a
damn
big
it, I
day.
don't have Luke.
Seize the opportunity.
Exactly. I have you guys hostage, so I kind of had to. Thank you so very much.
Pleasure. I'm sorry I didn't sign it
You
before.
had a show to get ready for. That's
I was
totally
getting
fine.
ready. Oh,
you
that
were,
makes
you
sense.
were. You didn't just like bail on me.
No. Okay.
So we got the Struts here. You guys have a lot of new things going on this year. You got a new label. You got a new logo. You got a new single, which I can only assume is there a new album in the works?
Yeah, we've been well, officially we started working on a new record like in February.
Okay.
And then we've sort of honed in even harder on the making of it since coming back to LA for the last like 2-3 weeks or so.
Oh wow.
The aim is to get it done by the end of the year.
Perfect.
All polished and ready to go.
So tell me a little bit about the contrast in, I guess you're making an album the old-fashioned way versus during 2020 when the pandemic hit and you guys quarantined for 10 days and busted out an album.
Yeah, it's very different. It's kind of getting back to, I guess not what we're kind of used to, but maybe a way, well, we're basically doing it the way that the first two records were kind of done.
Mm-hmm.
A bit more thought out.
Sure, less pressure.
We actually tried doing it the same way that we did Strange Days back in about February. Yeah, we tried it in Nashville to try and repeat that same formula and give ourselves a bit more time than the 10-day target we had before, and it didn't quite work. So hence why we kind of experimenting, why it's taken a little bit longer. But
Sure.
I promise you, when stuff does come to fruition, everyone's going to be happy.
Sure, that's
Buying a car is a big deal. You know, maybe you've bought many cars over your lifetime. Maybe you've bought pre-owned in the past, or you've gone to different places, you know, like Craigslist to get a car, something like that. Might I suggest you go with a trustworthy dealership here in St. Louis? And I am a customer of them. The last car I bought was my TLX, my Acura from Munganast Acura on Manchester Road. And since then, I've gotten to know the entire Munganast brand of dealerships in the area, including Alton Toyota up in Alton, Illinois. This is the place that you need to go. Okay, if you're a Point listener, listen. Especially if you're buying a car for the first time. I've never met a group of humans that care so dearly about their clientele to make sure that you are a client for the rest of time in your car buying needs. That is what the Munganast family is all about. They also have all sorts of specials available, like right now, get that oil change and a tire rotation for no additional charge. And maybe you don't even have a Munganast brand vehicle. That's fine. They will service any vehicle in the area. You just got to go and check them out. So go online, stlouisacura.com, altontoyota.com. Tell me you heard about it on The Point with Lern. And don't forget that VIP line, 618-539-2288, 618-539-2288.
Okay, so let's go over Rafe's bucket list.
Okay.
So these are all the things Rafe would like to achieve.
Please tell me you don't have Dropkick on there.
I do not have Dropkick on there.
How about receive Dropkick?
It's on there now. Might as well. So we've been going over all of our bucket list items over the last couple weeks.
Packed house, huh?
Hey.
Look at us on a Friday.
Morning.
Going to be talking about booze and music. And we got Steve Ewing, we got Drew, we got James from the St. Louis Bourbon Society. Big event coming up next Saturday over at Frankie Martin's Garden. How many events do you guys have a year? You guys seem to be in every couple months with us.
Festival-wise, we do 2 a year at the moment. We're adding a third festival in 25. But, yeah, we do a lot of events throughout town and just try to bring as many people together as possible over bourbon.
Yeah. You guys bring joy. That's what you bring. You bring joy to St. Louis.
It's on my resume. Joy creator. Yeah.
Joy creator. Yeah. I'm trying to choose joy more often than not now.
We all need a little bit of it these days, so for sure.
I don't like to be told to choose joy. I like to decide for myself. And you know that, Rafe.
Yeah, we do. We all know.
All right, so the St. Louis Bourbon Society putting on this giant, it's a third annual Bourbon and Brews Fest. Next Saturday, Frankie Martin's Garden from noon to 4. This is in Cottleville, so it's a nice open space with the food trucks and a stage for Mr. Steve Ewing, who's in the studio. And the Steve Ewing Band will be playing from noon to 4. And I know there are some charity elements to this, and this is where you come in, Steve. Talk about where some of the money is going to go.
So I think like $5 of the ticket, or
a portion of ticket sales.
Portion of ticket sales are going to go to our Feed the People program, which we run out of Steve's Hot Dogs, which has been active for the past 4 years, feeding the community and getting folks food in areas that really need it. So
right, man, and you are a busy guy. You know, with the I know the Urge is going to play down at Fair St. Louis on the 4th of July.
Yes.
You're going to be out doing the bourbon thing next Saturday, trying to feed people, making hot dogs, now making grilled cheeses.
Not grilled cheeses that day, yes.
Yeah, not physically making grilled cheeses there. No, yeah, Steve's going to be manning the hot dog car. He's going to be making hot dogs on stage.
Wow. I can't wait.
While training for a bodybuilding
Give me some ideas. So give me ideas.
And doing hamburgers now, too. So
yeah.
Dude, me and Tina ordered some, last week I was just telling him before you got here, we got some Steve's delivered, and it did deliver. I had, man, it got me some Jamaican hot, Jamaican
Jamaican, yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. And a lot of new items, and got the burger. I had never had the burger. Also
just
great.
Came, thanks, man.
This guy can't stop talking about it. I'm like, dude, stop talking about Steve. Jeez, we got to take a restraining order out.
I loved it.
But let's talk about, the festival here. So 400 different bourbons will be sampled at the festival.
Yeah, bourbons, whiskeys, craft beer, some canned cocktails. We got quite the variety. Good day drinking event.
You know, whenever I have you guys in, we got to get to the basics here because people always have questions when you guys come in. What's the key difference between bourbon and whiskey? Just speak of that.
Yeah,
What's the difference between bourbon and whiskey? Is it interchangeable? Is it the same thing? What's going on?
Yeah, so bourbon is technically whiskey, right? So to be a bourbon, it needs to be at least 51% corn, right?
Okay.
Which is really the main difference. It also needs to be put in a new charred oak container. So so that's really your kind of your big ones as far as that goes. The whiskey barrels can be used anywhere, but with bourbon, it has to be in a new charred oak container. So when they're done with those containers, those barrels, they usually get sent over to make scotch and other kind of things, Irish whiskey. So, and that really being that first oak container really imparts the most oak, which really gives, bourbon our native spirit as of 1964. Really that really quintessential kind of oakiness to it that some of the other whiskeys are a little more muted. So, So
it's not a location where it's...
Nope, doesn't have to be made in Kentucky like a lot of people think, right? It could be made anywhere in America. So it has to be made in America. So
So bourbon has to be made in America.
Has to be made in America. Yep.
Otherwise, it's whiskey somewhere
Correct.
else.
Yep. And it's over 80 proof too. So every once in a while, you will see a bourbon overseas that are made that are in the 70 proof range. But the only reason is because, like in Australia, they have to they can't have high proof liquors. So you will see some technically bourbons that are over there with lower proof, but everything has to be 80 proof and it has to be made here in America. And we have a lot of really good distilleries right here in the state of Missouri. So
talk about some of the Missouri
one of the event sponsors that we have is Nobleton's, not Nobleton's, Halliday. So Ben Halliday is up in western Missouri, and they're in the kind of the northwestern tip of Missouri, and they have a wonderful distillery up there. If you're ever in that Kansas City kind of area, and one of the really good distilleries that we have here in Missouri.
Is there a proper way to taste bourbon or whiskey?
This one's easy. Yes, any way you darn well feel.
Okay.
There's no correct way. Anybody try to tell you a certain way, it's just their own personal experiences. But the reality is, drink it however the hell you want.
Okay, yeah, that's like, okay, so some people are like, oh, if you put ice cubes in it, you're a puss. There's no, however you like it.
There's reasons why an ice cube can, kind of ruin the flavor of what you're drinking. But you know what? Whatever works for you, just do that.
So there is no right or wrong way.
There's no right or wrong way.
Steve, how do you like your bourbon or whiskey?
I like mine neat.
So you think that if I put an ice cube in mine, I'm a puss?
I didn't say
it. He just said that.
Say it. Stand on it.
I didn't say that.
You can beat him up. You can say it.
You
No, I
did
did not
just
say
text
that.
me that, though.
Oh, my goodness.
So you like yours neat?
I do, yeah.
Man, that hits hard sometimes. Woo, boy.
But you do get to taste everything. There's nothing gets watered down that way, yeah. So.
If people do ask, I say start neat initially and then add whatever you want to get it to the point where you is palpable for you.
Right.
So if you add a little water afterwards, a little ice. But I think neat is the way to get the most aroma, nose, and palate out of it.
Yeah,
After that, do what you want.
I've seen some people take a dropper and go, all right,
And
one or
water
two drops.
many times opens it up.
Yeah.
Hey,
It actually makes it better.
So what about the?
I didn't know that.
What about the glass selection? Because when I was really into beer, like the glass selection really did matter. And I see you got like these little shot glass things, but the one that you're holding looks like a lantern from Thomas Jefferson's house. And I'm wondering what.
It's funny. This is a Glencairn. This is from England. It's an official Glencairn glass. But the funny thing is, we heard a story recently that these were never meant to be drank out of. These were only meant for nosing because it funnels the
schnozzle in there.
It funnels the ethanol to the top, and it's actually can like burn your nose hairs.
Isn't it called a snifter?
Those can be used in many different liqueurs,
Okay.
snifters. But yeah, these are not really supposed to be meant for drinking, which I just found out, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, for me personally, Glencairns like this one are not really my favorite because, like Drew said, it really points the ethanol right up your nose.
Right.
So really, the official tasting glass of actually the Kentucky Bourbon Trail is a little wider. So it's not quite like a rocks glass, but it's about 3/4. So it lets it breathe. So you're not just
Well, Rafe during his drinking days used to butt chug.
Yeah.
That's
actually the preferred. Little do you guys know.
Through a green backyard hose.
Yeah,
You really get
that
the
is
nose.
the
funnel, the clear tube.
They'd cut off the metal end of the
That is the
hose.
Southeast Missouri, Southern Illinois approved method.
Can we have you out at the festival and maybe show us?
Yeah, I think legally, I think yes, I can do that as long
In
as it's
Cottleville, as long as you're within the Cottleville city limits, it's fine.
Legally, if it's for teaching purposes, I can't.
Head over to
do
the
that.
Rafe Williams butt chugging tent.
Oh boy!
Sponsored by Steve's Hot Dogs. The Rafe Williams butt chug tent.
This has gone downhill quick.
That's fun.
I do want to mention our title sponsor this year is Old Dominic out of Tennessee, and the official bottle of the festival is our single barrel we just did with them. It's their very first single barrel of their own distillate they produced, 7-year, and it is amazing. There's only a couple bottles left available at the festival to purchase if you can grab a bottle before they're gone.
So what's the difference between single barrel, double barrel, triple barrel? Explain what that is. It's the
Cracker barrel.
Cracker barrel,
Quadruple barrel. Butt barrels.
The amount of butts they've been chugged in. Single barrel, single butt.
No, I mean, obviously, so a single barrel is exactly what it says, right? So it is one single barrel of product. So, what they'll do is a lot of times in these distilleries, they will blend barrels together. So it'll be a small batch. So if it's not a single barrel, it's either a small batch, which there's really no technical definition of how big that is. It could be 5 barrels, or it could be, in a case of like Wild Turkey, 400 barrels. So what we do is they give us samples, and we will pick one single barrel that has a profile that we think is best, and that's really what those single barrels are. So. Yeah.
So does double barrel mean it gets moved into a second barrel to age?
Yeah, so sometimes they will have a double oak or a double barrel. In that case, where what they'll do is they'll pour that product into another barrel. So kind of like I said in the beginning, when you have a new charred oak container, you're getting a lot of oak. So when they take that product and they dump it right into another charred oak barrel, they're getting even more oak flavor off of that.
So is that considered better?
Better, more expensive?
It's all
What
about
is it?
your palate. So, if you like a little bit more of that oakiness, which, a lot of people do, there's definitely that. But a really big trend also in the last couple of years has been finishing. So what they'll do is they'll take a barrel that's been, put into a regular cask, and then they'll finish it in another kind of cask. So like a sherry finish.
I was going to ask that question. Does that change it? I see a lot of stuff where it gets finished in like a wine cask.
Yeah, so
or something like that to give it a little bit of it. Does that move it out of the bourbon category once that's happened, or does that not matter?
What they need to do is they need to put it on the label to be transparent with it, and basically list it as a finished product. So, like this one that we're looking at currently is it's Penelope, and it is a finished product, which is in a which is finished in a Valencia
DJ bourbon.
It's a different
Valencia
color.
wine barrel. So
It's like red.
and they can finish it in all kinds of stuff. I mean, it seems like nowadays they go on, they want to see who can make the craziest finishes. But they do that in Tokai barrels, which are like Hungarian sweet wine. They do sherry, they do port.
What's the most unusual one you've ever had?
Oh, man.
Tokai is up there. It's
probably
a Hungarian dessert wine. It's kind of a musty, weird, dank kind of wine. It tastes like dirty socks. But you finish bourbon in it, and it just does something to the bourbon that's kind of special. It's actually has a unique the nose
Sock bourbon.
dirty sock butt bourbon.
Yummy.
Butt bourbon?
You get a Haynes over if you drink that. Sock
Haynes
bourbon.
sponsored.
This was aged in Rafe's collar.
Yeah, you were doing that.
Call something new.
Uncorking for the butt chug.
All right, what is a good beginner bourbon or whiskey for somebody looking to start a collection?
I'd say Pappy Van Winkle.
Yeah, love the
No,
peppy.
just kidding.
I really whatever tastes good to you.
But let's say
you can start with the.
I'm having people over.
You can start
guys over.
Yeah, start with some heritage brands. Heritage brands are your big ones that have been around for a while. Your Heaven Hill, your Old Forester, the Jack Daniels. Start with some of those brands, and that's a good way to start. The price point is economical, and then once you kind of get the hang of what it is you prefer, then you can start, getting crazy and spending huge amounts of money and having regrets.
Yeah, get you this Van Winkle 25-year-old for $50,000.
Yeah, you could probably do that.
$50,000 comes with a box though.
But you get a box, so that's added
a
bonus.
metal tube. Tight.
Another thing that's really good to do if you're starting out too is educate yourself. So go to blind tastings. Those are a great way to find out what you like and what you're not biased on.
Go to bourbon festivals.
Go to bourbon festivals.
Yes.
So that way,
One's coming up next week.
Yeah, when you go to these first festivals, a lot of times what we do is we have actual master distillers that will come in, so you can really talk to them about your product right there on site.
Yeah.
Another good thing is to look for bottles that say bottled in bond. because those are 4-year products that are in one season at one distillery, and you know you're getting a decent product, and a lot of times they're actually some of the lower price stuff on the shelf. So that's a good thing to look for as well if you can't afford the $12,789 bottle of Pappy.
Well, if you get it from this website, you get $10 off.
Free shipping?
Damn, dude, yeah.
Free shipping.
12 grand.
Orders over 15K get free shipping.
Yeah.
Can't the Rizzuto Show just expense that?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
We'll have to say goodbye to Scott. Bye, Scott.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us expense pop-off vodka. I don't think they're going to do Pappy Van Winkle.
Well, listen, if I got a $12,000 bottle of Pappy Van Winkle, I'm putting ice cubes in it. Steve's coming to my house to pile drive.
I'm glad, I'm coming over there. I'm drinking it with the ice cubes in it.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so the event is next week. It is Saturday, the 15th, Frankie Martin's Garden from noon to 4. Tickets are on sale now. Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com. A portion of the ticket sales goes to Steve's charity.
Feed the people.
Feed the people. Where you're feeding the people, man. And your website, steveshotdogsstl.com /
Feed the people. Yep.
So if you want more information on the charity, again, Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com. Steve and his band are playing from noon to 4 o'clock. Over 400 different bourbons, whiskeys, craft beer samples. If I get a ticket, how many samples do I get with my ticket?
You get 7 beer samples and 7 spirit samples. So you get 14 samples, live music. There's food trucks there. Just going to be a great time. Huge variety. Good day drinking event.
Butt chugging.
Butt chugging.
There's no butt chugging.
Butt chugging in the parking lot.
That's not happening.
That's right. Well, you're wrong because I'm showing up.
He's doing his own.
Let's just say it's an unlicensed event, and no ticket
his own
needed.
Side festival.
No children present.
No ticket needed.
And there are kids allowed in this thing, or is just 21 and older?
It's 21 and over. It's definitely an adult event.
Keep them kids at home.
Nothing else. Attend for that.
Yes. All right. Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com. Again, next week at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cotterville. We love you guys. As always, you are always welcome here. Steve, what else you got going on?
We got a new Steve's Hot Dogs opening on Del Mar.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Beginning of July, yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
Well done, man. Congrats.
We're at on Del Mar. Give me a.
It's in the Makers District, which is right at Union and Del Mar.
Okay, cool.
So that's stretched between Union and Kings Highway. Yeah.
This guy's everywhere now. Everywhere.
I'm getting sick of it. What? No, so you got the location, the Tower Grove location.
Yep.
And then you got the grilled cheese thing at the Foundry.
The Foundry, yep.
And now a new hot dog location
on Del Mar.
On Del Mar.
In the Del Mar Maker District.
And now you're doing burgers too?
Yep.
They're good too.
Brought the burgers back, yeah.
Yep.
Are you doing bodybuilding competitions still?
I did one this year, yeah. I did one. Yeah.
This guy. Do you sleep?
Yeah.
See your family?
I want to know how he's drinking bourbon, grilled cheeses, burgers, and hot dogs. He looks like this.
Yeah.
I know.
What's the regiment there?
It's called moderation.
No, you know
Yes, there you go. That's it. Yeah.
No,
Moderation in
you're
all
moving
things.
all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
You're moving all the
Yeah.
time.
Just stay in motion. Don't stop.
That's it. You are in constant motion.
Yep.
Like, is there a day off in Steve Ewing's world?
Not day off, but I have some downtime. Yeah.
What are you doing What are you doing Sunday? What's Steve's plan on Sunday?
Sunday rehearsing.
I'll see.
Yeah. Which is like downtime, kind of, sort of.
Yeah, but you're still doing something.
Amazing.
Well, hey, I'm concerned.
Here, have some bourbon.
Have some bourbon. I'm gonna need you to take a day
That's
off.
like really chilled. Rehearsal's really
Your
chilled.
buddy Riz thinks you're doing too much.
Yeah, you're burning Steve. You're burning the candle at both ends. Rafe and I are concerned. Moon's concerned as well. Scott, give him a back rub.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Don't do that. I might fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right, we love you guys. Thank you guys as always for stopping by.
He hasn't slept since 1996.
Bourbon and Brews, stlewis.com, of course. Steve's Hot Dogs, stl.com. All right, we got to take a break. I'm gonna smell some of that bourbon, okay? 9:22 Friday, traffic and weather. Moon coming at you.
Traffic is brought to you by Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Bommarito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to WWTRaceway.com because the first deal is the best deal. Center lane blocked due to debris on the road. 170 southbound after Ladue. Your point forecast, sunny and warm. High of 86 right now at 73 at the Point Studio. Antons, HVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com. Go to the website. You can even book your service right there. And service is where it's at. Antons has been serving our area for 42 plus years. World-class service is what they are all about. And making sure that you have total indoor comfort. That's what they've done for me. Now, we had a water heater issue. They put in a new water heater. We're really able to suggest what kind of water heater my house needed. And then same thing happened with the furnace. They were actually just doing a routine maintenance call, just to, like a checkup kind of thing, because I'm on the program with Antons, and they found a crack where a lot of stuff was coming through my furnace. That is major, major potential scary stuff for my family. Something I never would have found. I don't know what I'm looking for. And Antons was able to catch it because I was on that maintenance program, saved my family's life. And then I was able to replace the furnace with Antons. They do repairs. They do installations. They do energy audits to make sure that your house is efficient. Again, total indoor comfort is what they're all about, and world-class service. I trust Antons with my home, everything in my home. You should too. AntonsHVAC.com, ANTONSHVAC.com.
Hey, this is Jim Florentine, and you're listening to the Rizzuto Show. Happy birthday, Riz. I mean, you're a grown man. Are you still doing birthdays? You know what I mean? That's for kids. Birthdays are for kids. All right, great. So it's your birthday. I'll meet you at Chuck E. Cheese. We'll play some games and have some cake. Yay.
Hey, speaking of liquor, what kind of person drinks Pabst Blue Ribbon? What kind of person in your mind?
Hipster?
Yeah.
Is it hipster?
This
was for a while.
Yeah, the emo kid from the early 2000s.
I know it was for a while because it's like, oh, I'm drinking, low-end stuff, right?
Yeah, it was like the cool thing to do.
Look at me, I'm drinking.
Yeah, Stag was the same way.
Look, I'm broken, I'm proud.
You go to an expensive place, but you buy the PBR.
Or your grandpa. Hipsters drank your grandpa beer.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, my grandpa would have Stag and Pabst in his garage fridge. And then all of a sudden, when I would go out, I'd see people in skinny jeans and lumberjack beards drinking the same thing.
But Stag was legit.
Ironic. So it was them drinking it ironically.
But Stag was legit cheap. Like legit cheap.
It is legit cheap.
That was my river beer for a while there.
Stag?
Because you could get it out by the rivers for next to nothing.
Yeah. We had, when I worked at Lori's place, we literally had $1 Stag bottles every day. And that wasn't that long ago. And that was like, because there's college kids come in and they just drink Stag on a budget.
Blue Ribbon had a marketing campaign to be that kind of beer. They did that on purpose, and then it was $6 a beer for a while.
Well, they're 180 years old. So it's 180 years old, Pabst Blue Ribbon, and they're doing this 180th anniversary thing. They've just dropped a 180 pack of beer. So you can buy a 180 pack.
Jeez.
That's 17 gallons.
Wasn't there a couple other companies that tried to do the same thing? Hams and a couple others.
Pabst did that back in 2021.
What are you
was it the long box or something?
They released 1,776 pack of beer. So it was a long. But for 180
hilarious.
years, they're doing this 180 pack special. It's $95. $95 for 17 gallons of beer, which I guess is a pretty good price, right?
That's a really good price, right? Because that's less than a buckaroni.
Let me see here. I think it's 50 cents. It comes out to 50 cents a can, I think, if you math it out.
Dang,
man. What are you going to do with all that?
Drink it.
Recycle it.
But how long?
Drank it.
You got to have a party or two.
Yeah. Keep the slugs out of your garden. No,
$94.99 for a 180 pack.
This is who? This is Pabst?
Pabst, yeah.
It's PBR, dude. You can't tell the difference between a PBR born on today or 1971.
Yeah, probably.
Those things are good forever.
Yeah. They are good forever.
Put them in your bunker.
Yeah.
Those are bunker beers.
Boy, this is skunked. You can't tell.
Yeah. It started that way.
You can't tell. There is no good place to start brawling with a coworker, but there is a worse place.
In the manager's office.
No, there is a worst place.
Urinal.
Inside a burning building.
Okay, that's bad too.
Like literally the worst
But a cool
place.
movie scene.
Inside a burning building. Fire crews in Detroit were called to a burning house at 2 a.m. This is a couple Saturdays ago. And fire was not the only drama, guys. At some point, one of the firefighters on the scene started assaulting one of the other firefighters as they were in gear fighting the fire.
I guess he forgot he was fighting human or fire.
It was so bad that the chief on the scene had to call the police for help. They arrived and hauled the problem firefighter away. I don't know what the deal was, but it sounds like he may escape charges. The police chief says they're looking into it, but the firefighter's been released. I also noticed that the reporter telling the story uses the word fire a crazy amount of times. Count how many times, and I counted it up. Count up how many times this reporter says fire in this. Let me see, how long is the clip? The clip is 34 seconds long. Okay. How many times does he say the word fire?
Detroit firefighters, known as some of the best in the business at fighting fires, not fighting each other while also fighting fires. Detroit fire crews arrived quickly to a significant fire inside this home, and the firefighters got right to work. Something went wrong with a firefighter who comes from a Detroit firefighter family, where he allegedly assaulted a fellow firefighter as they're fighting the fire, to the point where the chief on the fire scene had to call Detroit police for help. We are told in his fire gear and all, officers arrested that firefighter and took him to the Detroit Detention Center,
where he was fired.
Yes, thank you.
How many times?
13.
Yeah, I got 13.
Yeah.
Firefighter, firefighter. Fire.
I got 13 there.
I'm a firefighter. Ocean firefighter.
Ooh.
Two-fisted firefighter.
Look at my hair.
Two-fisted firefighter.
All right, let's get to some emails before we get out of here. RizShow1057thepoint.com.
Emails brought to you by Kloss Furniture. Lowest prices guaranteed. We have something for everybody. We were talking about Sean Bean earlier, so I'll just bring this one up. This is Entertainment Reviews. I'm a couple weeks behind.
Sean Bean, if you don't know what he's talking about.
Sean Bean.
Ned Stark.
From Game of Thrones. I am a couple weeks behind on the podcast again. You guys are talking about movies you wish you saw in theaters when they came out. Moon, I'm going to need your help on this suggestion, but Lord of the Rings is coming back to theaters. Riz has said that he's never seen them, and I feel like now is the time. Lord of the Rings.
No, I saw them. I just fell asleep during every one of them.
You saw them in theater,
You didn't
though.
see them.
I know. I saw them at home.
That's not seeing them.
You got to see it in theater, especially the IMAX. It's
even if it's the
breathtaking.
extended version in 4K Ultra HD remastered versions on the theater.
Every one of those movies, I fell asleep. I watched the beginning, fell asleep, woke up at the end.
I feel like Riz should totally spend at least 4+ hours each on 3 movies, one weekend, and then continuing on each weekend. Start this
I don't know if
weekend.
that's a world I want to get into. Honestly,
It's so good, dude.
It is. It's in the fancy theaters. It's really.
I mean, that seems to the Lord of the Rings thing.
Yeah,
seems to be a lot.
Sent from my iPhone.
Whatever happened to the Amazon? There was like a Lord of the Rings series that came out and no one talked about it.
Wasn't it Peter Jackson did that too?
We ended up not watching
I watched an episode and I was like, it looks good. And
looks
then I
really
kind of
good.
lost interest and didn't.
I think season 2's on its way.
We ended up starting it, and then I
Okay.
realized that my wife didn't know all the lore, so we started over and did all the Lord of the Rings movies. And dude, by the end of it, my wife was like, "I need a break," and it was because we watched the director editions and didn't know it.
Yeah.
So we were watching,
extra long.
We were watching the extra long, which is great. I love the series. I love the world. It was great, but we needed a break, so I still haven't seen the show.
I'll be honest with you. It was one of those. I watched it. Watched the first one, fell asleep, and I was like, I'm already invested in too many worlds.
Well, this dude is curious.
Like, in the world, I don't
Honestly,
need.
man, that's where I'm at with Dune.
In another world.
Oh no, Dune is so good. It's worth
Bro,
it.
I fell asleep in Dune 2 twice trying to watch it. And I've seen the beginning and the end twice.
Well, that's not Dune's fault. That's your
It's not. I'm not saying I probably picked bad days, but I'm just saying like I can't get my brain there where I'm like I feel like I'm investing in another world that I'm like I don't.
I'm already out on the Star Wars world. We got the Marvel world. There's so many worlds to
You
be
haven't
involved
been in either of those for a long
I
time.
want to be in this world.
Yeah, right, you do. Yeah, right.
It doesn't sound like it daily on the radio.
Yeah,
but
no kidding,
okay,
dude.
If
Listen,
you say so.
this guy, you hate this world. This guy is asking, are there any films that you would like to see in the theaters that you didn't get a chance to?
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. We're working on something, okay? Maybe like a Riz Show Film Festival. I ask you, if I were to give you a movie theater, Moon, I'm going to give you a movie theater for a night, and people could buy tickets. Because remember, Lern went to go see The Crow.
Okay.
They played it. It was one night only. And she went down to the Pair Theater. She said nobody was there. She she was like one of like 5 people there, but she was very excited about it because she never saw The Crow in the theater, and her opportunity was presented to her, and she took it. I'm giving you a movie theater, and you know what, Moon? This may become a reality. I'm giving you the theater for the night, and you get to play a movie where people get to buy tickets for it. What are you playing?
Holy crap, man! I'd have to really think about this.
Big responsibility.
I'm putting you right on the spot right now.
No. Well, okay, so I'm scanning through some of my favorites. Am I trying to sell tickets, or am I trying to give somebody an experience that maybe they didn't have before?
Okay, a combo of both.
They trust you, so they're showing up.
So, like earlier today, I said my favorite movie is The Prestige, and my buddy Mark immediately texted me and said, "What about Last of the Mohicans? You always said that was your favorite."
Oh man!
And Last of the Mohicans is one of my absolute favorites.
That's a banger.
And if I could see that in a freaking theater, I would be
okay.
Surround sound, remastered, just badass audio. That
soundtrack is great.
Unbelievable. One of my favorites. I still listen to it.
It is good.
I would say something like that. I saw something in the theater that I bet you a lot of people didn't. That's worth it, and it's that's weird Apocalypto.
Apocalyptico.
Yeah.
That one,
the Mel Gibson one
in the theaters. Holy crap!
That was his follow-up to
Passion.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But all right, so now people got to buy tickets. You want to get them excited about it. Is that so? You're going to pick Last of the Mohicans? This is binding, by the way.
It's top of the mind. It's top of the mind right now. You got to let me think about this kind of stuff.
I'm going to get you think about
I want it to be something huge
that people are going to want to come see with you.
Yeah, with a scope. I mean, we're talking about. Everybody has a screen now in their lap, in their hand, in their in HD in their home. I want to be. I would like to pick something that just has scope. This beautiful, broad scope, and that's one of the most beautifully shot movies, especially of the United States landscape.
And now, mind you, this theater is an older theater.
No, you just gave me a theater. You gave me something badass.
I'm speaking reality. Like this is actually going to happen. By the way, so
okay. Shoot.
You think about it. Scott, what movie are you showing?
Oh, boy.
If it's not UHF, I'm going to be disappointed.
Actually, yeah, that would be amazing.
His is Ace Ventura, too.
UHF would be incredible. I think...
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Any of those classic action
movie to see back
flicks.
in the theater.
Actually, it would be. Yeah. But also, I want to revisit No Country for Old Men. That'd be the one, I think. I want to see that in theater again. But actually, I take it back. Let's go for a scary one. Let's do The Ring.
Wow.
That was a great theater watch. Because the whole crowd, instead of screaming or anything like that, the scariest point, everyone just goes, and you can hear the whole crowd gasp. And it was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Interesting.
What about you, Rafe?
Well, probably Gummo.
Come on, man.
Yeah. He's selling tickets, man.
I just want people, I want to watch people in a theater watch that movie on a big screen and just be like, what the hell is this? And then do a Q&A afterwards and just be like, all right, thoughts and feelings? Let's focus group this. And someone's like, I feel bad on the inside. And I'll be like, okay, that's valid. If I don't do Gummo, it'd be hard for me not to put Predator 1.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I never saw it in the theater. I've seen it 300 times on VHS. I wore a VHS out and had to buy a second VHS as a kid. It was the movie me and my best friend watched as we fell asleep. Anytime we'd have, sleepover, we'd go out in the woods, play BB gun wars, come in, put on Predator, fall asleep at like 4 o'clock in the morning. It'd be hard pressed. Maybe a Predator 1, Danny Glover Predator 2 double feature.
We could do a double feature. We could be a double feature.
Oh, if it's a double feature,
we could have a double feature.
I'm putting on a movie called The Fall. It's one of my absolute favorite movies. It's not
Legends of the Fall.
No, it's called.
It's
The
a young
Fall.
Brad
Fall
Pitt,
guy.
Yes.
No, I'm fall.
Is that the one with
Falling Down? You love that movie, dude.
Oh, Falling Down, man. Great movie.
Oh, Falling Down.
I would do
rip.
The Fall. I would have in one theater 2001: A Space Odyssey and Interstellar.
You only have one. We have one theater.
No, I have two.
Live.
I would have 2001: A
This is a
Space
reality.
Odyssey followed by Interstellar, and in the other one it would be Last of the Mohicans followed by The Fall. You would come out of there a changed
Tired.
human being.
I was thinking about
Very
You were
tired.
coming out of there at 2 a.m.
Tired.
Because we really are probably going to do this Rizzuto Film Festival, and we'll have a chance to show our favorite movies on the big screen. And
you know, the movies that I did get to see on the big screen that I was really happy to was I got to see Inception on the big screen, and I was freaking stoked because that one was spectacular. And the other one that really kind of smacked me that I wasn't expecting what I got out of it, that when I rewatched on TV, I was like, it's whatever. On the big screen, 300 was freaking dope,
yeah,
dude.
I saw that in the theater.
300 was so cool.
Yeah.
If we're workshopping it, there's a strong argument for E.T. First movie I saw in a theater.
Something at a drive-in.
There's a strong argument for Jaws. Because I'm like, never saw, too young. But I wonder what, because they said people were like freaking out.
Yeah, it made people scared to go in the water for a whole summer.
Yeah. I wonder what that movie was like on.
Well, for me, you know what it's going to be.
Goodfellas.
Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing.
Oh.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
What? You don't know Do the Right Thing?
I do not.
Oh, that was like his breakout
John
movie.
Lovitz's Rat Race.
92 on Rotten Tomatoes.
High School High.
That was Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. Wasn't that his breakout movie?
I don't know.
Honey, I Shrunk
1989?
Actually, would be good. It was
That'd
good.
be
That was a
awesome.
good theater movie.
Oh, I saw that in the theaters. And I came out. My mother and I saw Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and we came out. And my dad and brother were sitting on the bench, and I was like, "What happened to you guys?" And they're like, "Oh." My dad did the disappointed in his son. He looks at Clark and he goes, he got scared in the first scene. They went to see Ghostbusters 2, and it was the Scoleri brothers tried them for murder, gave them the chair, scared my brother so bad. My dad didn't get to see Ghostbusters 2.
Ghostbusters 1.
That'd be a decent one, too.
Be a decent one, too.
Well, first of all, it's going to depend on what time of year we do this. And I don't think it's going to be Goodfellas for me.
Wow.
I want a movie where I know everybody's going to enjoy it.
Whoa, John Turturro. There's
Danny Aiello, dude. It's a huge.
Tupac
it's a
is
great
in
cast.
this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Spike Lee joint.
Yo, is that the one dude? Giancarlo Esposito. There was a guy in here that looked just like Giancarlo Esposito.
I don't know. All right, listen, we got to take one final break. We'll come back. We will wrap her up.
Hey, it is time to get a new car. Look around. You're driving right now. Your cab's filthy. You're like, man, I'm tired of driving this old rat trap beat up around. Well, guess what? I got just a place for you to go. Sunset Hills Subaru, baby. #1 Subaru volume dealer in Missouri, 5 years straight, and voted best new car dealer by St. Louis STL Today magazine, and that is not by chance. They are the best dealer in the city. They got the best snacks in the lobby. They got the biggest lobby. They got all the Subarus laid out for you to look at. They even got some of the add-ons, man. There's like a Subaru Outback with like the pop-up tent on top in display where you could see your camping fantasy come to life, man. And they're pet friendly. You could bring your dog. You could bring your support lizard, your emotional support ferret, whatever you're rolling into, whatever your freaky deaky support animal is, bring it with you. They don't care. They just want you to come down and have a good time and not feel pressured. Plus, you'll never be charged over MSRP like some shady dealers charging thousands over sticker. Not at Sunset Hills Subaru. They're going to save you money, and I'm talking about real money compared to the competition. Thousands of dollars, not hundreds. All right? And if you're like, nope, I ain't going nowhere. I live in my house. I live in a bunker. I only want a car for an emergency. Well, fine. You can shop online. You don't even have to come into the store. You can take advantage of the same great service, same great inventory. They'll drop it off at your house, and they might even bring a dog for you to pet before you go back into your bunker and wait for Y2K. So, you got no excuses. Go right now. Check out their inventory, selection, and deals. SunsetHillsSubaru.com. That's SunsetHillsSubaru.com.
Time to save some green. Go visit my good friends over at Mount Top Motor Company out there in Troy. They have an incredible lineup of cars, trucks, SUVs. In fact, you can see the whole inventory right now at mounttopmotors.com. And to top it off, no payments for 90 days. They have some of the best financing around, all kinds of ways to save some money. And what's amazing about them is they're just down to earth. It's a no pressure environment. So you're gonna find the right car. You're gonna enjoy the process because they're amazing. So aim higher, go to Mountaintop Motor Company. It's mountaintopmotors.com.
Hey guys, it's Lux and Jacoby from Papa Roach.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Well, I mean, I'd like to say I'm doing good. I'm just much rather be playing a rock show tonight.
I would much rather be watching you play a rock show. This is such a bummer.
I know, very much so. We just got the news like an hour ago, and I was like, I mean, what am I gonna do?
We did all we could.
I'm here to rock. I'm here to do my gig. You know what I'm saying? And it's Mother Nature is just not having it today.
But the good news is, outside of being here for Point Fest, you guys have a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
Papa Roach is killing it. I was on TikTok today. Huge fan of your TikTok.
What'd you see?
Well, I saw you reaching out to one of my favorite artists, Kay Flay, for.
Oh, yeah.
So I texted her that video this morning. I haven't heard back, but I did.
Oh, you know her?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's
I absolutely did, and I sent her that video.
I love her,
like,
dude. I think she's awesome, man. Good energy, great artist, great live performer, great songwriter, great voice, just awesome. I'm a fan.
Well, good.
Obviously.
Then you're happy. I sent the text message and not like, oh.
Hey, let her know. If she ever want to collab, dude, let's do something.
Yay! So what was it like writing Ego Trip while you were all in quarantine? I know you guys kind of got together, had to get tested, do the whole thing.
Yeah. So we, the rug was pulled out from underneath us, and we were on tour out in Europe at the time. Came home, flew home, thought we were going to be home for a few weeks. A couple months goes by, and I'm settling in. I'm like, I didn't really realize I kind of needed a break in a way. And because we've been touring for 20 years straight pretty much. And then after that, I started to drive everybody in the house crazy, drive my wife crazy, the kids, they hadn't had dad home for this amount of time ever. And I was like, I got to create. So we hooked up with the boys. We all tested.
We're talking about Captain Jim's Fireworks. Captain Jim's Fireworks in West Alton, Highway 67, right between the bridges. Of course, put this on your calendar. Our annual Captain Jim's remote, Thursday, June 27th. We'll be out there from 6 to 8 o'clock. Now, Captain Jim's Fireworks is the #1 family-run stand in the St. Louis area, serving the area since 1947. They offer the best products at the lowest prices, and this year, pricing is going to be even lower. With the supply chain normalizing, pricing has come down across the board on all fireworks. Now, most places will keep their prices up and make record profits, but at Captain Jim's, they're going to pass the savings on to you, the valued customer. And prices have actually come down to pre-COVID levels. And on top of that, they're still offering the biggest sales and the best rewards program in the business. Online ordering is back as well, so hit up fireworksstl.com. Fireworksstl.com. See the products, the pricing, even videos of the items they carry so you know what you're getting before you buy them. It's Captain Jim's Fireworks in West Alton, fireworksstl.com.
It's Donnie Fandango for 105.7 The Point, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Dan Auerbach, the frontman of the Black Keys. And Dan, we got a lot of stuff to talk about with a single and a new record coming, but I wanted to bring up a couple of things first that you have done in the last year that I just loved. And two of the things specifically, the covers record that the Black Keys did, I just adored because it introduced me to a bunch of songs that I didn't know, and I loved that. And then also, too, I know you produced the Robert Finley record, and I loved that one, too. I didn't know anything about that man until, I saw that you had worked with him. So I just kind of wanted to start things off by saying, man, I really appreciate
Life, a new career. Well, Centric is a training program that gets you ready for a new career in technology in just 4 months. That's right, 4 months, not 4 years. Hey, if you just got out of the military and you're looking for a civilian job, or you're just trying to figure out, all right, what's next? Centric's got you. A lot of those skills you learned in the military will transfer to your new career in technology. Centric classes also provide structure and routine, which lead to a successful learning environment. 30% of Centric students are veterans. There's also instructors over there who served. You'll find camaraderie. You'll find a sense of community at Centric. And you could use your GI Bill or VA benefits to fund your education. How do I do that? It's simple. They have a dedicated and knowledgeable staff over there. They're going to navigate you through the entire thing. You'll learn about the cloud, and you'll learn about hacking and password cracking and digital forensics. Centric trains people from all backgrounds with little to zero IT experience. New programs starting all the time. Centric.com/Riz, CENTRIQ.com/Riz.
Look, here we are, a Tuesday in St. Louis, Missouri, and I am joined by Luke from the Struts. Luke, how are you, man? Thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. How's it going?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be back in your presence again.
Well, we have long, the station has been a long supporter of the band. I mean, you guys, it's been fun to kind of watch you guys grow as a band, and this new record, Strange Days, is absolutely fantastic. And I want to kind of hear a bit, Luke, of the backstory behind it, because from what I understand, you had a whole nother record ready to roll, then quarantine happened, and you guys made use of your time. Can you talk to us about that?
Listen up. Are you prepared for unexpected power outages? It happens. Bad storm rolls through. Lines go down. Hoffman Brothers has the perfect solution for you. Their reliable interlock kit. When the power goes out, you need a solution that's quick, safe, and cost-effective. An interlock kit from Hoffman Brothers lets you use your portable generator to power your home safely and efficiently. With an interlock kit, you get the peace of mind knowing your essential appliances will keep running during an outage. I got a freezer full of meat. I can't afford to have the power go out. Imagine keeping your refrigerator, your lights on, all without breaking the bank. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Improve life in your home with Hoffman Brothers and their interlock kit. Their expert team will handle the installation and ensuring your family's safety and comfort. It's a no-brainer. Call today for a free estimate. 314-664-3011. That's 314-664-3011. Or head up HoffmanBros.com. Hoffman Brothers is an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, we're the Interrupters! And we're here with our new friends Sarah and Donnie from The Point. We're at Music Record Shop, and we're gonna go get some records.
Reggae and ska. This record is going to change your life. It really is. This is nightclub, gangsters, Rudy, A Message to You, Rat Race, man, Ghost Town. So we come, Interrupters, before we come out on stage, we play Ghost Town, and it's on this. You just have to get, this is, I insist that you get that one, okay?
If you were gonna get a Ramones record, are you a fan of the Ramones?
I don't know, a lot of times I hear songs and I'm like, oh yeah, I love that song. I just can't remember who it was.
I Want to Be Sedated.
Mm-hmm.
And like Blitzkrieg Bop.
Mm-hmm.
So this is their second record, and it's really good.
In 8th grade,
Because R&R Tire Express, rnrtires.com, they make it easy on you and your wallet to have the tires that you need and the wheels that you want. Check out all their flexible payment options. You can buy them today. Get the best value on today's top brand name tires and wheels, or you can pay weekly, maybe bi-weekly, monthly, whatever. Whatever it is that you need, they are flexible and will work with you. Again, the tires that you need, the wheels that you want. Speaking of the wheels that you want, you can get a quick quote right now on the website, rnrtires.com, but go see what I'm talking about. You put in, they got a whole thing on their website, make it super easy. You put in whatever car you're driving. I'm driving this super sweet Dodge Hornet, so I put it in there, and I saw all the different wheel options, bang, bam, 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 right there. How is this a bad plan? You got to check out rnrtires.com and see what I'm talking about when it comes to tires and wheels and getting your ride just decked out the way that it needs to be decked out. And speaking of tires, be safe. If you got balding tires or any of that kind of stuff, what are you doing, man? You're risking my life. All right? Your life is important too, but you're risking my life. So get the tires that you need to stay safe out there. rnrtires.com.
Backstage at Point Fest, our first interview of the day is a gentleman that the first time that we met was in the restroom.
And we wasn't doing drugs.
No, not at all. Jelly Roll,
You got to clear that up in this era. Somebody be like, I wonder what they were doing in the bathroom together.
They're just going to assume that for sure. Even if we say we didn't, they're going to assume that anyway.
Well, I'll tell the story that I was stoned and waiting on a commode that was open. I didn't realize the door was closed, and I thought somebody was there, so I sat there for like 15 minutes with my butt puckered, waiting to use the bathroom just to find out nobody was in there.
While I'm going, you're directed traffic in and out of the bathroom.
I'm telling people, I'm like, oh, you're good that way. That one's open. That one's clogged. Somebody's in that one. I'm waiting too. And it was, that was my morning.
Well, we got to start out. I mean, there's a lot of things that we could talk about. But first, man, Dead Man Walking goes #1 at rock radio. And for you, and in kind of watching your path, you seem genuinely, one, thrilled, but two, still kind of surprised, even after it's already happened.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it was a big surprise, and I have to touch on this because this is special to me. It's #1 at rock radio for 2 consecutive weeks, which was even crazier. Because I never thought I'd be in the top 10. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I had posted when I went to the top 10. I was like, we made it further than anybody thought we would. Let's go to #5. And I was like, to me, I'd have been cool at just going back to 12 at that point. I was like, we made it to the top 10. And then we were #1 for 2 weeks. We was in the top 5 for like 8 weeks. We were lucky, though. You know, we were blessed. It was a little rough. My dear friend Shinedown just controlled the chart for like 7 weeks. I mean, you speaking of clogged commodes.
Yeah, well, they have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, you talking about backing a toilet up. I mean, I think they were #1 for 6 weeks, took a week off, and then went back again. I was like, you greedy mothers.
When you have a song, though, like Dead Man Walking that, you do you have an idea that we've got something here, or was it just another Jelly song that you felt strong about?
Well, I felt really great about it. I didn't know that I would ever be so accepted in the radio world. So I just wasn't sure because I never changed the nature of the content of the lyrics. My top line has always been very purpose-driven. So I just wasn't sure where it would fit formats. And then as soon as we started playing it for people, rock was like, this is rock. And I was like, I thought so too.
Fast-paced world of digital marketing, making meaningful connections with your customers, it's a challenge for any business. But what if there was a place where connections aren't just made but nurtured for growth? This is where 2060 Digital, our sister company, comes in. If you're a business owner or marketer looking for more ways, strategic ways to reach and engage with your customers, look no further than 2060 Digital. They've been doing it for 12 years and have worked with some great companies around town. Riz Show sponsors like Chesterfield Fence and Deck and Zero Res and Dobbs. They specialize in simplifying the complexities of digital marketing. Whether it's you looking to enhance your brand's online presence or doing a digital campaign or just increasing customer engagement, 2060 is going to propel your business forward. And if you think your business has room to grow, let them prove it to you. Go to 1057thepoint.com, click on the 2060 Digital logo, and request a complimentary digital audit today. That's 1057thepoint.com, click on the 2060 Digital logo. Is our guest on the phone?
There's some guy named Bert on the phone.
Oh.
Bert.
Hopefully
That's the guy I'm supposed to be calling, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you all tuning in. Donnie Fandango is next. All right, today's podcast is titled?
The podcast is titled something that Scott titled it.
Yep, I titled it Escape Room for Old People.
The Escape Room for Old People.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun thing.
All right, well, I hope you all have a good weekend.
Trademark.
Yeah, huh?
Let's go ahead and pat
Great
that.
idea, by the way.
It is a good idea. It's a good game show.
Yeah. Well, figure it out. Figure out what we're talking about when you hit the podcast later on. All right, Moon, what else you got?
Hey, so yesterday I teased a little thing about having lunch with me, and it is down at my freaking favorite place, Le Bon Boucher. I've been talking about Le Bon Boucher for a decade on this show.
Won't shut up about it, my God.
I've been talking about the macarons and all the pastries and all that stuff.
They got a good French onion soup there, I tell
They
you
have
what.
an incredible lunch menu, and a lot of people don't know about their lunch menu. Plus, they're launching like this huge, like a coffee and smoothie bar area. So you got that, you got great lunch menu, and then you have the most. And again, guys, I was just in France. I had all the baguettes, I had all the macarons, I had all the croissants, and every single time I had one, I was like, it's just as good at Le Bon Boucher. Yeah.
which is down on Olive.
And I said that
Great
in
birthday
pairs.
cakes, by the way.
So I believe it's on the 25th, but I'll put more details up on social media and talk about it the next couple of weeks. So in a couple weeks, we're going to have a lunch hour over there. I'll be down there for 2 hours just having lunch, and I would love for everybody to take their whole work group, come on down there and check out Le Bon Boucher and all that they have, because I freaking love that place. Again, but this is the first time I've been working with them, and I've been talking about them on this show for 10 years.
It's a great place. Mm-hmm. Great place. Yeah, if you want a good birthday cake, that's a place.
Yeah, they're the place that always brings us like incredible cakes and tarts and different things for different holidays. So
have lunch with Moon on the 25th.
Sounds awesome.
Scott.
Yeah, I'm still trying to break that record of having 1 million followers on Venmo. The very first guy on planet Earth to have that, and we're getting really close. I just need your support. It's only $1 a follow. No big deal. It's pretty awesome.
Pretty cheap.
And King Scott Rules. You can follow me there. And also, if you're in St. Charles, say hi to Uncle Charlie. He's in town.
Okay.
Uncle Charlie. Follow me. I don't know what that means. I'm kind of scared to ask. I am Rafe Williams on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, etc. And just give me a follow. I usually have a lot of fun on there. Not safe for work.
Okay. Awesome. Monday, I have an announcement to make at 8 o'clock. It's the crossover that we're all waiting for.
Oh, yeah. This is big. I know what this is, and it's cool, and it's awesome, and I can't wait.
All I'm saying. All right, we'll leave you with a selection from our teamers. Remember the day brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, proud partner of your St. Louis Battlehawks. Will be playing their first home playoff game on Sunday over at the Battle Dome. Find all the cacaws at hotshotsnet.com. From St. Charles, Cassie Benedict is our teamer today. And Cassie wants to hear something from my personal favorite band of all time.
Ooh.
And here you go. Enjoy. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.
Hey, this is David Tell, and you're listening to The Rizzuto Show. Happy birthday, Riz.